I like that. Anymore. Hang on. Just getting the stream across a second to copy. Yeah, that one's about right. Look at him. Live screen. That. Properties. Paste that. Okay, that. Right click that. Interact. That. Bang. Whoa, what am I doing here? Community events. All the drivers are in. Yes. Save that. Fucking this guy. It's funny that it's yellow as well, do you know what I mean?
I'm stirring shit right now. Why am I doing this?
So he said it. Yeah, next year. Apparently they said it's going to be quite simmy. I thought, yeah, righto. You see Grosjean the other day, Dan?
What?
Did you?
Sorry, I'm still stirring shit.
Did you watch Laguna Seca the other day? IndyCar.
These suckers.
Yeah, he fucking sent one on Dixon, didn't he?
Yeah. P13 to P3?
I did not.
Fucking Grosjean did.
Oh.
Time is it? It's 22. Ba-da-da-da-da. What was that? You alright?
Send him one on this guy. Do you like my Fury one?
Yeah. That Fury was funny as fuck. Press that. Big boy, bro. He not reply to that. He's too boring nowadays, Dan.
Um,
Liam's took his gloves to Dean to try them on the wheel. What a faggot.
do you like my other one I just did?
Yeah, I just saw that.
Do you know what lap times Dean was doing?
105s.
So if he goes faster than that, we know who's driving him.
So if he's and if he's low 105s at that. Right. Yeah, from a faggot. Right, Dan, do you want to start a party for me and you? Sweet. That.
Alright, catch you, mate.
Notification. As if he's actually took his gloves to Dean to try. That's gay as fuck. That is seriously gay as fuck. Oh shit, yeah, I need to start jotting these fucking names down. Right. Right, bud. Best of luck. Catch you in a bit. As if he's actually gone to test his fucking gloves at Dean's. That is gay as fuck.
On my stream tomorrow, I'm going to wear gloves.
Yeah, just for Liam.
Just for Liam. I'm trying to think of who else I can rip into.
Alfie's taking double points tonight.
I thought Dean was.
He hasn't texted me, so... And it's too late now, invites are out. Unfucking lucky, pal. Right, so get the stream. Galeniki. Paste that.
That's my best one yet.
Don't give me hope. That's this one. Oh, it's fucking brilliant. Post. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, it's brilliant. I love that. Team Prolapse testing, Kelly and KLF. Matthew Duffin at the back with them. You bastard! Fucking hell. Oh, I love that. I fucking love that. Oh.
Oh man, I'm having too much fun.
Yeah, I fucking love that. That's fucking brilliant. He was in the shower. I'm not sure.
I think I'm done. I can't think of any more. Oh no, I got a good one. What about that one?
Hang on. I'm gonna throw you out the goddamn window. Oh, it's fucking brilliant.
Everyone must be fucking hating me right now. Funny.
Oh, if you don't laugh, you cry.
Who else is on the drive of this I can whip into? I just thought of another.
Still Sloth's in, so we are just waiting now for Dean, Maze, Smokey.
Oh, watch this. Oh, Sutty. He sees Matt in front of him.
Good, I've put God Evening. And I've put good, yeah, that's gone really well. Right then, I'm just going to get the switch set up, 2 secs. James, what are you doing? I'm going to start turning off to James' bedtime.
The last one's my personal favourite.
X-Smart odd git, I'm sorry guys, too much fun.
I keep nicknaming Exmar the dinosaur now because he's the oldest out of them all.
Right,
So
yeah,
I keep calling him Dinosaur.
Right, so... Yeah, you've got plenty of time. Oh.
Are you streaming?
Yes, mate. See you in the morning. Love you. Yeah, no worries, bud. Yep.
I've got my food, let's go.
4 minutes to go. We are just waiting on Don, Smokey, and Halty, but Halty may not be here till later.
Steen in the session.
Yeah, just come in.
Ah.
Babe, can I just take a quick coffee? Yep, cheers. No. Nothing. No, I wanted a coffee. Yeah. Not really.
I've started something now. I'm waiting for Disco to comment saying no.
I prefer the National, to be fair. I have to agree with you.
I prefer the National. The chicane works so much better for the first corner.
Yeah.
It can't really send the hairpin because you literally got to get the fucking chicane bang on.
Yeah, that's it.
If you don't get the chicane bang on, you're... I was waiting for it.
Time I will. 1 minute. Great. That's me. It's just before we start. What was that? What was that bang then? You what, James? Can't hear ya.
Smithy's been testing the wrong track.
Right, okay. Yeah, no worries, mate. Smithy's been practicing the wrong track. Oh, Lord. I don't trust Liam and Dean because they both won't text me back. They're both online but won't text me back. Right, I'm gonna go live in 3, 2, 1. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to SimPlay Motorsport here for the GT3s around the Donington Park National Circuit. Home track for myself this weekend, or this week, but I'm not racing. I'm in the commentary box. I'm joined by my partner in crime on a Wednesday night. It's Unorthodox. Dan, how are you?
Evening, everybody. Evening, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, welcome back to another week of GT3s. We are here at Donington Park. Like you said, Matthew, your home circuit. And like you said, a shame you're not racing out here tonight because I've been doing a little bit of testing, and mate, you've been looking very, very quick. And yeah, a shame we can't have you on out on circuit, but nonetheless, I'm looking forward to tonight's racing here at the Pro-Am, racing at Donington Park National and not the GP.
Yeah, should be an absolutely interesting one then as well. It should be fantastic to see. We've got 12 people we hopefully should get Maze Gamer, Smokey Devil, Don Productions, and maybe Holty tonight. I know Holty has to do alternate weeks. He might be back in for race 2. We'll have to wait and see what happens then. But we are live at Donny National. The weather's not looking too bad for tonight. One driver taking double points who we'll get on about later on in the evening. And a few drivers I think to keep an eye on tonight. I think this could be a night down where a few drivers may surprise us and may get a few decent results. I don't know about yourself, but I'm really interested in seeing what these Renaults do.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see how these Renaults will do. It's not very much a there's not a lot of long straights, so the Renault doesn't lose out in the straight line speed, but it's well planted in the corners. But its big gain is its brakes. But the only real braking zone is turn 1 and the final chicane. So we'll see how Nicky and Kelly get on this evening. I'm intrigued to see how Ukbar gets on as well. The Ginetta should suit quite well at Donington Park. Again, not a lot of straights, and great on downforce and everything else. So it'd be interesting to see how the Flying Dutchman and also a fellow Team Prolapse and Team Pro Lassie driver, Maze Game, and the other one who's currently not in the session at the minute. He got disconnected, so hopefully we should get him back. But yeah, nonetheless, should be a good night's worth of racing here at Donington National.
It should be indeed. We have got some cracking drivers out there, 12 drivers on the track at the minute, and we are looking forward to getting this one underway and getting started with it. The championship order I will run down just now for you. It is Maze Gamer who leads the way, 101 points, 14 clear of Rabbit Joe. Argent then in P3, the Forever Forward lads look in fine form this season and look to bring a third title for Forever Forward Racing. Team Prolapse of Nicky and Kelly then sit 4th and 5th on 61 and 54 points. Holty then in P6 in that Audi. He struggled with the Audi, but sits P6, and if he can get in tonight, maybe Donington, a track he knows well, he can get out there. Welsh, he looks like he's back on a bit of form after some good runs at Indianapolis in P7. DJ Phil is up into 8th with Stove Soft Knife. Smokey Devil, after a great Indianapolis, into P10 after his first weekend out. Don Productions is MP11. Don't know, mate, on his debut season is P12 ahead of Alfie in P13. Dean Wasocki P14. Ukbar, decent debut for him down in P15, and Smithy down in 16th. NJ, of course, did race as well. He's down in P18. In the Constructors' title, though, it is Forever Forward Racing who lead the way, 41 points clear of Team Prolapse. They are in second place. Team Pro Lassie of Just Maze Gamer, by the way, on his own is doing a stellar job in P3 at the minute in the Constructors title ahead of DJ Motorsport and MC Motorsport, with Ironbury Racing, AA3D Printing, Lone Wolf Motorsport, Team Cool Runnings, the Flying Dutchman rounding that one off then. Dan, 12 drivers out there. We hope to get Maze Gamer in for the end of this session, but right now, who's your pick? Who's been your surprise driver of this season? Who's been your main guy for this season? Who do you think's been the man to deliver so far?
If I'm honest, the man that's been surprising me this season has actually been Kieran Argent, to be fair. He's been quite solid the first few rounds. He's really been looking quite good this season, constantly up there fighting it out for most race wins. So he's been the surprise package for me. We know Rabbit Joe can be quite as good. He's been in pro pace before, so he's got the all together. And to be fair, racing the Mercedes for the first time, this Forever Forward team has never looked stronger than now. Obviously Fury last season with him, but Argent quite won on his game. But this season something just seems to have clicked for Fury, but also the Team Prolapse boys of Nicky and Kelly making this Renault work this season. They're just consistent. Both these drivers, I would say, aren't the fastest. They don't like a loose car. They like it nice and stable. So for me, this Renault has been perfect for these two, and it's really suited their driving style, bringing solid points home. And that's why they are challenging Forever Forward, and that's why they're 4th and 5th in the championship. So that's why we need to keep an eye out for these guys here at Donington Park.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think the Renaults have been well, but I have to agree with what you say about Argent. He really has seemed to up his game this season, and is he maybe getting that bit of consistency that he needs to challenge for a title, to challenge for a run? We say evening to Smithy, Jamie Brazier, Peaceful Stepdad, Fury's Grandad, Disco McDisco Face, PN Motorsport, and Dan yourself in the chat as well, and all the other 10 people that are there. Hopefully you can get we get a few more in, we get a few likes, we get a few people in to watch. Now, times at the minute 106.5 from Ukbar Isha's posted. We have seen a lot of times quicker than that, but look at the top three. Ginetta, Renault. Interesting one, Dan. If you're to look at them cars at the minute, like you said, it's not really a power circuit he's done into, not a lot of straights to really stretch your legs. The start straight and the back straight, what used to be known as the Dunlop straight, isn't really long enough to sort of stretch your legs and use that Merc Porsche power that we have out there, and Lamborghini power that we have out there on the grid. So these three boys could be three drivers to watch tonight, Dan, and they're already proving the pace.
Yeah, the only boys at the minute in the 106s, and like you said, Matt, we have seen there's been a couple of closed practice sessions before tonight. Conditions really haven't changed since we have been testing. But Ukbar, there you go, finding 3 more tenths. He's slowly keeping his way into the 105s. So these guys are still not quite up to the pace, but they're probably holding it in. It's still just a practice session. But like you say, there's not a lot of long straights. There's not a lot of opportunities where the bigger cars like Argent, Dean and Rabbit Joe in the Mercedes can really gain.
Yeah.
I'd be intrigued to see how the Lamborghinis get on this evening, myself, Sloth and Welshie. They would suffer quite badly with understeer here, but if anything, Welshie and Self-Soft should be able to get it together. Alfie back as well in the Mercedes SLS. Let's see how he gets on. He had a terrific start out at Brands Hatch. He's missed a couple of rounds, I think, so we will see how he gets on this evening. But Arjun and Rabbit Joe, keep an eye out for these two to be picking up the pieces. But like you say, as Kelly's had a spin. Yeah, it's going to be between the Prolapse boys and also Ukbar, another Prolapse driver. So we'll see how these guys get on, as already they're doing themselves a wondrous job of being the top 3 at the minute. Also keep an eye on Maze, who's currently sitting in the pits.
He is as well. Iron Brew Racing in the chat. Come on, Bryn and Alty. Bryn Bean, don't know, mate. The only 2 Iron Brew Racing guys left in both groups. That's right. Jamie Brazier, Big Boy Brazier, pulled out from the GT3s this season. He said he might be back in the future. We'll have to keep our eyes out for him. But that meant that Adam Kaup, Mazda 917, has had a rebrand, and SimPlay Racing are back on the grid in that Mercedes AMG you can see tomorrow night. But that, Dan, leaves the only 2 Iron Brew Racing drivers out there. Don't know, mate, and Holty. Holty might be here for race 2, we're not sure. I don't know, mate. He's been quiet this year, but he's new to the championship, brand new to the racing scene in terms of he's had a year out of the PlayStation and come back on. I raced with Don't Know, mate, in a previous league, but a year out, especially when you're on the pad, can do a lot of things to you, can't it? It's a lot of things you can forget, and he's quietly gone about his business and just picked up some steady points.
Yeah, it's just I think it's more of a season of learning, really. And let's be honest, the Audi isn't the easiest beast to tame, unless you're Jamie Brazier, who can literally drive anything on a pad. Then the Audi is definitely a certain type of style driving. So Don't Know, mate, is really giving it a good go, and it's nice to see him stick it out. These guys just going all the way to the end of races, scoring points, always keeping it to the end is what we like to see. And Don't Know, mate, is definitely one of those guys who just keeps on going. As Kieran Argent goes fastest, as Rabbito's just disconnected from the session as well. Yeah, we've some issues with them.
Just lost Joe. So Kieran now into the 105s, and Alfie up there in P4 at the minute, splitting the 2-team Prolapse boys. He's had a good lap there, only 6 tenths off the back of Argent at the minute, so not a bad lap as Maisie's out there now. Welshie, Don't Know, mate, and DJ Phil are in the pits with 10 minutes left of this practice session, so Joe's still got time to get himself back in to tonight's session. But it is interesting to see, like you say, Dan, a lot of people just going about their business. Alfie didn't have the best of Dubai's, where he had a power cut, so missed race 2 and a DNF in race 1, then missed last week due to work issues. I say work issues due to being at work. He's got a few points to catch up on. He's got a few places to gain and a bit to do. Like you said, he had a great Brands Hatch, and he looks like he's still got the pace coming here into Donington Park tonight. I'm going to be interested to see what them Wakasaki, wrong team. I'm going to be interested to see what the 3D printing boys can do, because they sat down there just above Team Cool Runnings in terms of the only team left on the grid. I think they're good enough to get above Iron Brew Racing and maybe MC Motorsport of Stowe, Slough and Welshie. But I think Alfie needs to get some more points in the bag after he's missed a few races, and I think Dean needs to start contributing, because last week I think Dean we saw him, Dan, didn't we, in the practice session, as we have just lost Dean as well from the session, so not quite sure what that's about. Just while we were speaking of him, he had the pace in practice, Dan, but didn't deliver on the night in qualifying and in the race, did he? So Alfie kind of needs that support from Dean, and if Alfie's going to miss races due to work, he really needs Dean to deliver them points.
Yeah, definitely so. And the thing is, though, with them, I know how Dean works his practice sessions. I know how he sets the car up, and he does a lot of fast single laps. As a lot of cars keep connecting and disconnecting, so there seems to be some form of issue. But yeah, some form of quick lap setups is what Dean tends to do. He never seems to do a race run.
Yeah.
And that's where you're going to find the true potential of your car, is in the race runs. And if you can stick it out for 8 laps running that car, as we see here, Mays is right on the back of Alfie. So Alfie now moves to one side and allows Mays Gamer to come through. What is Mays going to do? He's his first proper lap out on track.
Yeah, what is he going to do as he crosses the line? Then he's got Alfie just behind him and goes P1, so 105.6. So setting the benchmark. People, these guys have got to start to deliver if they're going to beat this guy, because Mace has been on some fantastic form of late as such. Apex evening, everyone. Good luck to all as well. She gets back into the session as well. And Argent Ukbar, Rabbit Joe in the pits. Obviously Joe disconnected, and hopefully we get a few people in.
Yeah, definitely so. They need to start getting onto Mays Gamer's pace, because at the minute he's just pulling away. He's got this championship in our hand in a minute, and he's able to just extend his gap each round, each race. He's just pulling further and further away. So these guys have got to come up with something, but maybe the reverse grid's where he might lose out. But at the minute he's on form and looking good to probably take the title.
He possibly is, as we've just got Dean Wasaki back in. Holty can't get into PlayStation Network, he said. Also, I wonder if that's why people have disconnected. We've got Welshie back in as well, so I wonder if that's why people have disconnected at times. Can't get into PSN.
I'm just trying to find someone who's coming up to the end of the lap. So Kelly, here he is, going into the chicane, and we will do a lap of Donington Park National here. As Kelly exits the final corner, make sure you get a good drive out of the final chicane and can up the hill towards turn 1. You can go across the pit lane a little bit. I'll make sure you're keeping 2 wheels on track and then brake in for turn 1. People take different lines. Some go for a late apex, some go for an early apex. But the exit is key as you then come down the hill towards Old Hairpin, coming up very soon. This is all pretty much flat all the way down into Old Hairpin, hitting the brakes, making sure the car is stable, and then as soon as you get the opportunity, you get back on the power and then up the hill. And where Billy Munger had his massive accident a couple of years ago, and as we come up the hill, a difficult corner, this right-hander, it's so easy to lose it as this off-camber, difficult to get up the hill, and then up to the blind right-hander here, making sure you do not cut the track limits or you don't run too wide. Car becomes unsettled, but for the Renault it's very, very easy. And then down the back straight here for Donington Park National. We would be moving over to the right if we were heading for the GP, but we are spicing things up this season and going for the National. And we go through the old chicane, very difficult chicane. It hit the curb too hard and the car will bounce and become unsettled as we now go down the back straight. And Kelly has completed a lap here at the Donington Park National, and he finds 1,000th.
He does find 1,000th, and just say, oh, there, Dan, has Kelly come out the final chicane, because Alfie, by 200ths of a second, as he just loses it, he keeps it together. Very nicely done there, Alfie. 200ths of a second quicker than Maze Gamer on that lap, so very, very interesting to see.
As we were saying, as the Mercedes were looking very, very out of hand, possibly due to the power. They're definitely back where they belong. Ukbar, the next closest non-Mercedes car in the Ginetta, but I have a feeling the Ginetta and the Renault will come better on in a long race stint. But
yeah,
top 6 only separated by a second, so it's close to the top.
It is close at the top, and that's without Dean Welshie, Rabbit Joe and DJ Phil doing a lap here, because as we've seen before, Joe and Welshie could be closer to the top, and Dean as well. We've seen some of Dean's times in the past, and you know, I've seen him in private sessions. He's not too far off of that pace as well. But we'll have to wait and see what happens as we go through the evening.
Yeah, definitely so. As we see there, Kelly crosses the line, he finds 3/10 there. As also we got Arjun and Ukbar close to each other out on track. These guys currently not on their best laps. Alfie is still the fastest man of this session, and he's looking quite good in that SLS, which is a shock to me. I thought this car would really struggle here.
Yeah.
Again, like I said, it might not be good in a race pace. We just don't know yet. DJ Phil finding a lap time, which puts him in 8th place position. Stealth Sloth really needs to change gear there as he now goes back down the back straight. Dean's back in the session. Oh, and he goes off track.
Yep.
It's not a good start for him. Well, she still hasn't set a lap time due to the fact that he's been disconnected, and Joe is now finally coming back out.
Joe is finally coming back out, as is Welshie and Dean then back out on tracks. We have all 13 drivers. It does sound like Holty is trying to get in as well, so maybe Holty then can be able to get on track and get a few laps in himself and help Ironbury Racing score some points. Tonight, Don then down in 9th place. I've seen, Don, don't know, mate, sorry, down in 9th place. I've seen him go quicker than that as well. He's a bit close to that on 1 lap pace, a bit closer to the front of the pack than that from what I've seen in this week as well. So there's a few drivers that I've seen online in the week, Dan, sort of off the in private lobbies that have done some decent lap times and done some quick lap times and could be nearer the front of this pack. It could really mix it up, as Mace Gamer has gone quickest overall by a 10th, and it's 8 tenths separate the top 6, a second to Nicky in 7th. There's a lot of drivers here within such a short period of time, and on such a tight track, this could be very, very interesting.
Yeah, and in a minute when qualifying session gets underway, it's going to be key to make sure you have clear air. Well, like you said, now we were sitting there doing a test session the other day, and when we were just doing like maybe 1 or 2 of us, we really seemed to struggle, and the track just would not grip up for some reason. And then eventually, after a while, when we had like 13 cars out on track or more cars out on track, the track just seemed to
rubber in, didn't it?
Yeah, so we seem to have this state at the minute where everyone is finding time eventually. So at the minute, Ukbar and Arjun, who are just following each other around, are finding time. They're improving their lap times, and the track is rubbering in. The track is now starting to get quicker. Hopefully when we go into qualifying, it'll be nice and rub it in for these guys so they can go full flat out towards the end of their qualifying session. As Arjun is up by 2 tenths, that should bring him quite close to Maze Gamer. Arjun really seemed to be struggling earlier on in the week when he was tested, but he's got it together now.
He has got it together, and he's really trying to get that car more. He's trying to get himself and that car more consistent in the week, and I think that's what been his main focus this season, and he seems to be doing that job as he goes 2 tenths quicker, and he's only 600ths off the back of Maze Gamer, so decent there.
Yeah, there we go. That's as close as Arjun can get at the minute. He had a little bit of a toe off the back of Ukbar, which would have helped him out a little bit. Kelly's still struggling at the minute. DJ Phil has got himself up to 6th place. Rabbit Joe has now got a lap time in and puts himself in 7th place. Stealth Sloth and Welshie both struggling in the Lamborghini. They're both struggling to get a decent lap time in. Obviously Welshie being disconnected as well probably didn't help him either, so he's struggling to just get a lap done, and Dean's still in the 107s at this precise minute. Yeah,
so we'll have to wait to see what Dean can do then. As for him and Welshie and Rabbit Joe obviously having to get back up to grips. Obviously their tyres will be a bit cooler than everybody else's because they've not been doing the laps through the disconnection. They've got to keep going once again and get back up to that pace. But Dean, 9th place at the minute, and I'm sure he'll be a bit annoyed at that and loses it at the chicane. And that'll be something that he wants to get rid of already, Dan. He already looks like he's starting to struggle since he's reconnected. But tyres again, it's a close call, isn't it, between hard and soft? And if Dean's running that hard tyre, is it up to temperature a bit? Is it still that bit, a bit too cold for him to do some quick laps on at the minute? It is a close one, Dan, but I think the hard tyre is still the right choice.
It is a close one, but again, like we've figured out earlier on in the early practice sessions before this event, a lot of drivers tend to prefer different tyre setups. A lot of drivers, like myself and you, Matt, like to run the hard tyres, while other drivers like Arjun and I believe BT Targo, who's also runs the Porsche, 2 different drivers driving similar cars to ourselves, tend to prefer the soft tyres. Yeah, you know, it's we're now getting into that window where it's either one or the other. The hard tyres can work, but you really do have to wait for them. You got to pretty much spend the whole qualifying session warming the tyres up, and then they're in the right window. So it's preference, really. You know, it's whatever you feels best.
Yeah, it is whatever feels best to the driver on the night, as majority of the drivers are in the pits. Drivers just getting their last laps in. Someone's coming into the chicane, might just get another run. That's DJ Phil. It's Kelly or Nicky. Well, it'll be Kelly because Nicky's in the pit lane. And did the update last week. Will not connect. Will not connect me to restart with PS4 and router, says Holty. So hopefully Holty can get in. He's got the 10-minute qualifying session to get in, and because we're back on the online championships, he has the whole 10 minutes to get in. So hopefully Holty can get himself on as Maze Gamer. Then he's lost it air, so he's not going to improve on track. We've got Ukbar and Argent still following each other around. That sounds like a Lamborghini of Stealth Sloth. I think it was. And he's just gone round coming through McLean's corners. Here comes Ukbar and Argent through McLean's. DJ Phil coming up to McLean's. Nicky's gone back to the pits. And Ukbar, they're struggling at his part of the track, Dan, aren't they? That's 3 people who span at his part of the track between McLean's and Coppis. And Argent managed to get it right. Now, what can he do? Maze Gamer looking a bit slow down the back straight.
I think that's pretty much everyone done. Maze will not be on a lap time. Yeah, Phil coming down the back straight now. He'll be the last one to set a lap time, and I don't think he's going to improve. He seems to be making mistakes here.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's your practice session over and done with. We're about to get underway for qualifying. Practice done and dusted that quick.
Yep, that quick. 20 minutes has flown by. Maze Gamer, then we are just waiting for him to go back to the pits or cross the line. I wonder if he's just getting a practice start in here. He's only got 7 seconds if that's the case. No, he's just... Oh, he might have done, actually.
I think he might have done, yeah.
I think he was looking at a practice start. I wonder if that's what he was doing down the back straight. But either way, that's your practice session done, and it's close between the top 7, 8 drivers here. And I wouldn't like to bet on anybody for this race. It could go anybody's way. It is that close at the minute. Dan, your predictions for pole?
Well, should we put a bet on it? Should we put a bet on it?
Well, yeah. It's that close. I wouldn't like to put a bet on it.
10 quid?
I'd love to say no, I'm not going to bet on it. Not a gambling man.
Okay, I definitely am. I'm definitely a gambling man.
Who's your money on, though?
If I were to put my money on, I'm going to have to stick to my fellow Prolapse driver.
Yeah.
Prolapse Maze Gamer. He's been on top form this season. I don't want to be boring and say that he's going to be on pole position, but come on, we can't look any further than that. I think Argent, though, could be a shock. He could possibly give him that challenge. So we'll keep an eye on them. And
he can't give him that challenge because for the second time this season, Danny's got himself a grid penalty. He did it back at Brands Hatch. He's done it again here tonight. Kieran has got a grid penalty. Nicky, the only man left in the pits, and Argent then will not get pole position. He's done it again.
He's done it again. Kieran Argent, just as I'm favouring him to take pole position, he goes and gets himself another penalty. Beautifully done. Hey, man, I just noticed as well, as these cars are coming up the hill, there's a big traffic of cars here.
There is a big traffic of cars. I saw Dean was trying to back off the back of it and create himself some space. And yeah, he is. Look, he's going to even let Argent get past. That might be wise from Dean to get that bit of clear track. Maze on pole, says Disco in the chat. And down the back straight drivers come. There are drivers already on the laps. It's a short lap down, just over a minute here. So there's plenty of time to get some laps in. And here goes Kelly then. He is the second man on track to start his lap. It looks like Stealth Sloth's the first man to get round. And Don't Know Mate's just behind Kelly, or was before. It looks like he's had a spin or something, not quite sure. But at the minute, Stealth Sloth will be the first man to complete a lap. Nicky still in the pit lane. And now, is that Dean at the very back of the track? Is that Dean? No, Dean's by turn 1, and look, he was letting cars get away, and he's right up the rear end of Argent. There's Alfie a bit closer in as well, and Stealth Sloth already. Oh, as he just runs over there, that's going to lose him a few tenths. Now, Kieran asked about track limits in the week. Do we need to put a thing out for track limits? A little clip. Not really around Donington, because if you run a bit wide onto the grass, gravel, onto the dirt, it really does hurt you around here, Dan, doesn't it? Running wide is not the quickest option. There's not a lot you can take here that will, unless you're going to deliberately cut this chicane here, there's not a lot that's going to give you a bit of time like that. But again, he may have lost it on the exit to the corner.
Yeah, track limits is not really going to be vital. The only probably space that you might be able to get to is coming across the pit lane like that. Kelly, first time he goes into the 105s, he might have a surprise. Don't know, mate, with a good time there with 106. Who's next to come across the line? It is Rabbit Joe. What is he going to produce? He can't match it. Kelly's lap time. Welshie's next.
No, he can't. Argent goes provisional pole at the minute, and then Smithy and Dean come across the line, and Dean goes 5th. Smithy then in P9, but good banker lap for Kelly and Argent there. Joe's and Alfie's isn't too bad, neither is Dean and Don't Know Mates, but what's this man got? Massive clear track in front of him. Nicky will be the next to cross the line.
Unless Mays has gone on hard, he might be. Some of these drivers, you won't get their fastest laps instantly because they might be running hard. So I reckon Ukbar's got more time. I reckon he's got a little bit more under his belt. As I say that, Mays goes and puts it on pole.
Yeah, by 0.4 of a second from Argent. Stovsloff's gone back to the pits then. So DJ Phil Green, where's he? He's 4.5 seconds up, but on a lap that really wasn't a great one from him. Stovsloff and Kelly back into the pit lane as well, and nobody pulling up any trees, just green sectors at the minute, so everybody improving that little bit. Dean was actually not green through sector 1, green in sector 2, but has a massive slide there. That may affect him in sector 3. Here comes Don't Know Mate on a decent lap. What can he improve by? Oh, he doesn't. 7 seconds down. It was all lost in the last sector, so he must have had a spin somewhere on the last sector, but it was green first sector then. Here comes Welshie. Argent's gone back to pole with a 105 dead, and what a shame he's got himself that grid penalty. Smithy then improving by 7 seconds to put him into the 108s. Dean behind, he didn't improve either. Rabbit Joe coming out the final chicane. His teammates got the pace. Joe, what can he do? Green and green, sector 1, sector 2. And no improvement there again, lost it all in sector 3. So a few of these drivers maybe just struggling at McLean's Coppice area, Dan, because Coppice is a corner that's catching people out. Dean and Argent are in the pits. Mays improves by just under a 10th, and he's a 10th off the back of Argent. But Mays doesn't need pole, let's not forget. He'll still get that point for pole if he stays second, because Argent's managed to get himself that grid penalty. Here comes Stovsloff.
Argent really needs to stop speeding in the pit lane. He really needs to figure out how to put his button on. These two, I believe, are on an outlet. Stovsloff and KLF. They both went back to the pits and fueled up. So they're probably both out doing their lap times right now and trying to get them out the way. But yeah, some great lap times there from the Mercedes. They're looking strong once again. Don't Know Mate is coming out the final corner. He's dropped it.
Oh, he's dropped it
into the wall.
Yeah, and he was on a green lap there, so he would have improved, but dropped it. Welshie then improves by half a second to put himself into P11. Here comes Alfie, no improvement from him. Just behind him is Ukbar. He improves by a couple of tenths to go up into P9, so struggling at the minute is Ukbar, but like you said, is at the hard tyre that he's looking at. Rabbit Joe gains 3 tenths, and that's put him third. Here comes Nicky, 6 tenths of a second. He finds and puts himself into P3 ahead of Joe now. Mays Gamer behind, 105.051. 200ths of a second quicker than Argent, and that is brilliant so far. Argent needs to go again. Kelly was off a second up, but very wide at Coppice. Here comes Dean, no improvement that time. That may have been an outlap though, because Dean was in the pits previously and came out. Here comes Kelly then. He was half a second up. He'll be the next man to complete a time. We've still got half the time left, or just under half the time left in this session. Because it's such a short lap, Dan, these guys are already on the 4th, 5th lap here of qualifying. As Kelly, see there, that last sector, horrible at the minute then, and just looking at a few others.
Yeah, I think Kelly was just backing off a little bit so he could set himself up for a better lap this time. I'm just trying to catch what that first car was, and it was Welshie. So here comes the Ross cross line and doesn't improve. Alfie is next to come across the line, and he finds half a second. Kelly's lap time earlier on is starting to get smashed a little bit. He needs to get on the pace a little bit more. Ukbar's found time. Everyone's starting to find a little bit more pace here and there.
The time's coming to the drivers, isn't it? And Rabbit Joe into the pits. I don't think Joe's strategy's working. Nicky's into the pits as well. Mays Gamer goes into the 104 to 104.9. So now that's put the pressure on everybody else. Here comes Argent down the start straight. I think this is an outlet though. A first sector of 2:08. Yeah, that's an outlet look for Argent. Here comes Dean. Can Dean improve this time? He finds himself 2 tenths, but it's only P8 at the minute with a 106.1. As Joe, you see there very cleverly at the end of the pit lane, not coming onto the track. Alfie then and Ukbar finding some time down and putting them into 4th and 7th here. Stovsloff down in 10th place. It's quite close in that midsection. Kelly's just gone 4th, so he's found a bit of pace, but it's not enough. He's on the back of Nicky, but the 2 Team Prolapse Renaults into the pits. Will they come out? Here comes Welshie, looking at his lap time. Not improved this time around, but we'll see when he crosses the line.
If I was me, I'd be out there doing laps constantly now. If the track's rubbering in this well, you might as well be out there gaining time.
Ukbar's improved.
Found time.
Yeah.
This is what I mean. People are finding lap times. If you're sat in the pits right now, you do not. Smithy's finding time. DJ Phil is finding time. Everyone is starting to improve. Don't Know Mate has found near enough half a second. You want to be out on track.
Yeah.
You do not want to be messing around sitting in the pits. Nicky and Kelly need to get out. They need to fuel the cars a little bit more and try and get the tyre pressures in the right window. But as of now, It's really, really close. The top
It's
seven,
not just Nicky and Kelly, Dan. Sorry to butt in. It's this man as well. I've seen him jump in and out of the pit so many times. He is a man you could have tipped for pole. He's just done an outlap. Dean has spun at the final chicane. That is going to ruin this next run for Dean, but he needs to stay out. He needs to keep it going. Nicky's still in the pit lane, so that could be Nicky done. Rabbit Joe back into the pits. That could be Joe done. Smithy's still there. That could be him done as well. Dean's gone back to the pit lane. He's not got it going. Mays has found another 10th in this lap. Has he? Was that Mays who was on?
No, that was Argent.
It was Argent.
Argent's found the 10th, but we will come back to him. Ukbar's exiting the final corner. Like I said, you want to be out on track right now. You want to be finding this lap time. Argent, look at the toe in front of these guys ahead. Alfie finding time, but it does not improve.
Argent was purple sector 1, no improvement sector 2. Don't know, mates. Green and green in this middle sector at the minute. He's behind Argent.
He won't get a lap out.
No, Mays won't get a lap out. Neither will Nicky then, and that is a shame. Someone's trying to come out of the pit lane and get a lap in, but they won't. Here comes Argent. Can he find that improvement? Will Don't Know make an improvement as well? No, he's lost it at the final chicane. Here comes Argent. Down on his time, so where did he lose that? Final sector, no improvement for Argent. Don't Know, mate, was green and green. Mays has come out, but I don't think he's got enough time. Nicky, Alfie, Don't Know, mate, Stovsloff and Smithy all in the pit lane. That is not where you want to be. You want to be on the track like Dan said. And this now getting interesting in terms of the qualifying. Argent could end up P3 and Nicky could find himself on the front row, 8/10 off the pole time, but on the front row of the grid. Mays Gamer then could find himself leading this, could find himself pole position once again here for, I'll tell you now, for the 3rd time this season.
Yeah, we got Rabbit Joe coming across the line. Does he find any time? No, but he will get one more lap in. Oh, Ukbar's had a big moment in the background. As Dean crosses the line, he will get one more. So that is Ukbar done, and due to damage, he will not be able to get another lap in while she crosses the line. Can Kelly get one more lap in? It looks like he'll cross for one more lap, which he does so. So that's key for him. DJ Phil
can DJ Phil?
He will be the first.
Yeah, he'll be the first to finish.
Mays in the background has spun it, and he will not get a lap time in. Argent's in. So really, it's down to Kelly and Rabbit Joe, really, who can really upset this grid right now. Mays Gamer is done for the session. Who's that coming through the final corner? I believe that is Dean.
No, is it Alfie? Not sure. Someone's coming down the start straight. Can't see any improvement there.
Well, it's Rabbit Joe who's going to be the first one to cross the line, so this is it. Joe and Dean and Kelly, DJ Phil, all these guys are left out on track.
DJ Phil's done. DJ Phil's done. Yeah.
Oh yeah, DJ Phil is done. He likes to keep the car out on track. But Rabbit Joe, has he found any time?
No.
Kelly's
what about
opted
Dean?
to the pits.
Did Dean improve? He did. He went 4th. Dean went 4th at the very end, demoting Joe down to P8. So Dean having a cracking last lap here and just putting it into P4. Great lap at the end for him. Argent then will be demoted to 3rd place, but it's Mays Gamer again who takes his 3rd pole position of the season, all in race 1. Good job from him. Argent would have been 2nd. He's been demoted to P3 due to that grid penalty. Then Nicky then promoted to the front row of the grid. It's Dean who's 4th. KLF will then drop down into P5. In P6 is Ukbar. Rabbit Joe in P8 with Alfie in P7. Good job for Alfie there. Not a bad qualifying on another return. Ukbar P6 as well. Great for him. After that, it's Don't Know, mate, who wasn't far off the 105s. A couple more laps. So Don't Know, mate, he could have been in that. Sloth, DJ Phil, Welshie and Smithy then bringing up the rear. Not in the 106s, but Dan. Argent there could have easily have had pole. Should have probably been on the front row of the grid. Wasn't. What a qualifying session now.
Yeah, definitely so. And like I said, you had to be out on circuit. You had to be doing the pumping the lap times in. The people who are running the hards, the tyres were eventually coming back to them. But the guys on the soft were constantly in, out, as we have lost a driver by the looks of things on the grid. So we'll run through the grid. So we got Mays Gamer on pole position with Nicky in 2nd. Argent with his penalty will drop down to 3rd.
It's Alfie.
Dean Wasocki in 4th and Kelly in 5th place position. Ukbar in 6th and 7th is going to be Rabbit Joe, as Alfie is now missing from the session. Don't Know, mate, we're now going to 8th place position. Selsloff in 9th, DJ Phil in 10th, and Welshie in 11th. Bringing up the rear is Smithy as well. I feel like also we're missing another driver, but it might just be me.
No, we are only missing the one driver. There was only 13 drivers qualifying on that then, and we have lost Alfie. What a shame.
Yeah, what a shame. Matt, who do you think is going to take the first win of the night? Disco reckons it's going to be
Apologies, Dan. I've been disconnected from the session.
Oh.
Yeah. Apologies. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we're just going to take a very quick break, but we do apologise for this. We'll be back in a minute. What's gone off there?
Everyone's been disconnecting all the way through, so...
I wonder if May's glitched it out again, like thingy earlier. Ben the other day.
Don't know. Got a photo of the grid order if you want to do a rolling grid, but...
Yeah, we'll have to, not we?
Can you get into the session? Because they're about to start.
I'm trying to now. No one else has been disconnected, have they? Right. Oh, brilliant.
You're going to have to do it, because Dean hasn't moved at all. Ukbar's on his roof, and DJ Phil hasn't moved at all.
Mega. And I'm actually coming back in as well.
And Kelly leads. Maze has dropped it, everyone else is still going, what the hell?
Project Cars at its finest. 12 drivers still on the grid.
Yeah, but I don't think some of them started because obviously they thought it was going to be restarted.
Right, I'm going to come back live in 3, 2, 1. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies about that one then. We are back live. Not sure what happened there. But, yeah, I'm back in. Now, we missed the race start. We've missed the first lap. But Kelly leads from Argent. Nikki Welsh, don't know, mate. Smithy, Maze, DJ Phil, Dean Stealth Sloth, Rabbit Joe and Ukbar. And Stealth Sloth is already into the pit. So not sure what happened, Dan. You was able to see what happened. Talk us through it.
I'm not sure what happened with the leaders and such, but I did see the back of the grid and Ukbar and Dean. Well, Dean went, but Ukbar went, but no one really moved. So Dean didn't really move, and Ukbar went straight to the back of him. Regarding Maze and the others, I'm not really sure what's happened to Maze. Kelly looks like he's had a fantastic start and got himself into the race lead. Nikki in second, so Arjun and Nikki are pretty much where they started as such. Welshie's had a flyer, he's up into 4th place. Don't know, mate, and Maze obviously trying to regain his position. Smithy up into 7th place, but DJ Phil, Dean, Ukbar, Stealth Sloth and Rabbit Joe all taking a big hit after the non-starters.
Yeah, as here comes Kelly, Argent, Nikki down the start straight, 3 for the lead. That is Welshie and Don't Know Mate in the background as well. And yeah, what can happen in this race? And so drivers have to make up what they have lost. Poor old Alfie as well, as we have just lost another driver. Can we get the track map up? Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, and he's not retired. That will be a
Alfie left.
Yeah, Alfie joined back in. Maze Gamer disconnected, look. So what has happened there? But it's only one at the minute. DJ Phil has come into the pits then early doors. And Ukbar then is down the straight on his own. So here comes DJ Phil. But that for Maze Gamer then is not good for his championship hopes as he's disconnected from the session. What a shame for him.
No, definitely so. And I feel like Maze Gamer is one of those drivers, just like Jamie Brady, who suffers with disconnections, and I just dropped it.
Oh no, what has he done there? The consistency, he's looked to get back and find out what he can do to get this car winning races. He's dropped it coming through Coppis. He's down into P5. Team. Smithy is up and into 5th now. Argent's down to 6th place. It's a team prolapse 1-2. Welsh is on the podium. We don't know, mate. P4 at the minute. He's just dropped it out the chicane, but manages to keep it going. Smithy's P5 at the moment.
Yeah, this is turning into an absolutely chaotic race. The start has just gone completely tits up, and it's Team Prolapse who lead the way. Nikki and Kelly in the Renaults. God, Gary and Little Leach must be rubbing their hands right now thinking, is this what the Renault can do on Donington Park? They would be loving this right now. But the Team Prolapse in formation leading the way here at Donington Park. Welshie in 3rd place position and doing a good start. but he's got Don't Know Mate. Smithy is on the move on the back of Don't Know Mate. He's having a cracker race right now.
He's having a cracking race. Smithy. He's really looked better since going back to the Porsche, and he's on the back of a P4. Smithy does have a podium here. Ukbar's into the pits at the end of lap 3. Ukbar not having the best of starts as well. Dean's now back up into P6 and isn't far off of this battle for P5 and 4 here. There Dean is in the background. Look, we Don't Know Mate and Smithy just coming up over the hill of Coppice. Oh, and Smithy's dropped the rear, and that should give Dean P5 then. Argent's all the way down to 7th, so Argent's troubles have continued then. Dropped all the way to 7th place. He even lost out to Dean then after Dean's recovery. But look at Nicky and Kelly. Nose to tail down the start straight into Redgate they come now. 1 and 2. Like you say, Gary and Little Eats must be licking their lips at the fact that this Renault is looking good in there. BT Target, get in there, boys. I love it when I'm right, says Disco. Smithy then, now behind Argent for P6 and 7. Oh, he gets the chicane wrong and hobbles over it. Stelvslov's gaining on the back of DJ Phil. This for P8 and 9. Rabbit Joe and Ukbar are close together for P10 and 11. But this hasn't gone the way anybody would have wanted. We know Maze Gamer suffers like Jamie with disconnection problems. At the minute, all 11 drivers are here, so we cannot say it's a mass disconnection. What was the pit window? Michael Matthews says it's lap 10, but obviously the Pro-Am, if they have sufficient damage, can pit before that. And based off what Dan was saying at the start, some drivers may have had it. Yes, Welchie, come on, says Sutty. He's on the podium, but cannot keep with the prolapse, boys. Dean and Don't Know Mate, sorry, are P4 and 5. Dean's trying to gain on Don't Know Mate. Was 4 seconds quicker over the last lap. But Team Prolapse 1-2 as they start lap 6, Dan, are still. Kelly's gapped Nicky actually a little bit from this time last lap.
Yeah, he has a little bit. Nicky, I think, had a little bit of a slide, but the Team Prolapse boys are leading them way. And to be honest, just before I joined the party with Matthew and the rest of the guys, I did give a little bit of a motivational talk with the Prolapse boys. I said, come on, boys, try and do an Indianapolis like I did last week. Try and go out and score maximum points as best you can. And here they are, 1-2 at the minute. I really didn't think they would actually do it, to be fair.
Yeah.
But Kelly and Nicky are leading this race by quite a distance as well.
That's DJ. Oh, it's Argent dropped it again because somewhere Argent is now behind Smithy again. It's Jamie Brazier on the Library Racing account. My internet is fine now, I'll have you know. Well, you're not here for us to test it. He loses it. Oh, just in front of Argent. Peaceful explosion. Best they recorded their footage and to prove it. Lol. Take it. I've missed a good start. We all missed a good start because it disconnected me just as the start happened. But at the minute, Monkey Boy, Nicky got close. I think DJ Phil didn't help in that. I think he had an off somewhere and didn't help Kelly. As DJ Phil has let Kelly through. Rabbit Joe's lost it through the chicane. Huge damage on the front of that Mercedes Benz, and that'll allow Ukbar through. As Ukbar's on the back of DJ Phil now as well. Welshie just still losing a couple of seconds to Nicky and Kelly each lap. And Don't Know Mate has got. Well, Dean's dropped it somewhere because he's got no pressure from Dean now. He's 8 seconds up the road from Dean.
Oh my god, this race is going absolutely mental right now. And at this precise minute, Kelly and Nicky, the only issues they seem to be having is either cars dropping it around them or each other. Now, I know the kind of driver Nicky is, and he will not be fighting Kelly right now. They'll be thinking points. They'll just bring it home. But if I was in the party with Nicky now, I'd be urging him on. Just have a go, have a little sniff, get a race win. Kelly's had multiple last season. Come on, it's your time, Nicky. As in the background, we see Argent Ukbar having a spin. He's now dropped behind Rabbit Joe. So absolute chaos here, Matt. Absolute chaos, Dan. You're right. It's chaos to say the least. Anyway, as you're right, the Team Prolapse boys 1-2. Welshie third after we said he's improving. This man Don't Know Mate, we said in practice, quietly going about his business is P4. Smithy 7th place. He's looking a bit racy. If he's able to keep it on track, can he challenge Argent, who looks like he's struggling? Dean's up in 5th. And what a shame. We can say that it was Alfie taking double points tonight, and what a shame for Alfie because he looks like he's had some pace. As Don't Know Mate nicely through the chicane. That Audi looks a bit better this week. Looks a bit planted, doesn't it? Looks a lot more stabler. Yeah, it was a lot of the Audi drivers were saying that it was absolutely horrendous at Indianapolis. Just would not want to work with him. He catches it there. If Don't Know Mate can keep it consistent, well, she does have a few mistakes under his belt. He can make mistakes at times. However handsome the guy is, he does make a couple of mistakes here and there. So if Don't Know Mate could just stick with him and then gain the points when he needs to, then he might be an opportunity to get his first podium here this season.
Yeah, he could do. First podium at SimPlay as well. Don't know, mate. Has Ukbar on the back of him. He may as well let Ukbar go because he is not racing Ukbar. Ukbar's got to make up time now. Nicky's just dropped off the back of KLF here once again. Was a tenth quicker than Kelly last time around. And can old Sticky keep it together and keep that Renault stuck to the track, if you like, and keep it going in P1? I'm sure he'd love another win. He normally says every week, Dan, off air, I'll speak to you on the podium, and it never seems to happen. He never said it to me this week, and he's leading the race. So,
well,
Kelly, I think you need to keep quiet before you go into the other party.
Well, Kelly, like I said, last season he's had quite multiple wins. Nicky, I still think he doesn't have his first win yet in at SimPlay, so it would be nice to see Nicky to take a race win. But at the minute, these two are just running in sequence. They don't need to push. They don't need to drive hard. Nicky is just sitting in the back and looking in the back of that Renault. And I'll tell you, one person who will be enjoying that view is probably Gary and Little Leach. They must be loving this idea right now. But I'm pretty sure the rest of the pro guys, Andy, Disco, Mazda, Sutty, and a handful of others, Peaceful as well, will be making sure that that Renault will not be doing what these guys are doing right now.
I reckon so. As we say evening to Bethany and Duffin, and Disco, it's saying evening back to Beth. And I tell you what, we've got an absolute cracking race start here. I think Don't Know Mate's lost a bit of time, because he has. In fact, he has lost a lot of time. He's dropped behind Dean, so we said, well, she's got a mistake in him. Has Don't Know Mate made a mistake? He's dropped behind Dean. He's lost out to P5 then, when he had about 8 seconds on Dean. Now, can he keep it together? We're still learning how Don't Know Mate will react to this. We kind of know that Dean at times overdrives the car. We know that Argent can overdrive the car. We know who's got mistakes, and we're still learning what these new drivers have got. What an unlucky race. Get taken out turn 1, then getting disconnected. Oh my God, says Maze Gamer in the chat. Ukbar then improving on his best lap time and gaining on Welshie here. And if he can unlap himself, he's only a few seconds off the back of Joe. It says he's about a minute, but ignore that. That's just because he's crossed the line. That will redo itself out. He's about 4 seconds off of Joe. Argent then, 24 seconds out of Smithy. 3 seconds behind Don't Know Mate, as Bethany and Duffing saying, come on, Bryn, which is Don't Know Mate, who is brother-in-law to me and Bethany. So family on the grid for once. We'll see family on the grid as well for the F1 2020 season when that gets underway. 2021 season when that gets underway.
Stop trying to get out the way of the Prolapse boys, and the Prolapse boys are like a train. Look at them. They're just choo-chooing their way past everyone right now.
I think Sticky stuck them together because they are glued to each other at the minute. And yeah, speaking of family, me and Floyd, my son, will be out there on the F1 2021 grid. Keep your eyes out for that season coming. Dan will bring you live coverage of every race as Nicky comes in then at the end of lap 10, the first man to pit in the pit window. Got rid of the Indy cars as that just wasn't happening. They'll hopefully be back in the future, but F1 coming shortly. Welshie then will stay out and take a P2. Now, if you Don't Know Mate, if you're Dean, if you're Argent, do you look for an undercut on these boys with 18 laps to go? What's your strategy? As Smithy looked like he was round again there. He was at turn 1. Rabbit Joe's coming. Nicky's already out the pits.
Gone.
Where's Dean?
He's cleared. These are.
Oh, Dean's coming in. So Dean is into the pits. Now, that to me seems like a good strategy from Dean. Get in for an undercut after a poor start. Argent and Don't Know Mate coming down the straight, then overtake Dean. Dean should get out ahead of Stealth Sloth. Oh, Don't Know Mate bit loose on the rear, and loses the rear. Will lose out to Argent, and that's not good if he wants to gain time on Dean Wasocki. Now, how many of these guys are running softs? How many of these guys are running hard? That's the big question, Dan, and we don't get to find out that information.
No, we don't, and it'd be interesting to see what Kelly does. Can Nicky extend his undercut on Kelly? Can he get a decent lap time, or is Kelly going to stick out a little bit longer?
Kelly's boxing. I think Kelly's boxing. He's coming to the left. Yeah, he's coming in, look. So Kelly straight away answering back to his teammate here. I think
Nicky's got more. Well, she's dropped it. Oh no, that's Smithy. Sorry, my bad.
No, that's Stealth Sloth. You mean that's Stealth Sloth?
Yeah, Stealth Sloth, sorry.
Yeah, I don't think Kelly's got Nicky enough here. I think Nicky's got Kelly. Now Kelly is on his way out the pit lane. You can't see the pit lane well here at Donington Park. Well, she takes the lead of this race. Here comes Nicky. The camera pans to Kelly. Now Nicky's jumped him. The undercut has worked. Nicky has jumped him, and Nicky then leads this race and has gapped Kelly by quite the margin. As this Smithy then down to 11th place and back on track. Sooty saying he fancies F1, just joking. Jamie then replying with, you're only allowed to do Mexico. If Sooty races, that will be carnage. Don't Know Mate then comes into the pits, and using that strategy, he made the mistake. He's trying then to get back out and maybe undercut Argent somewhere. We'll have to see what he can do. Dean then will get past Don't Know Mate. That undercut's worked for Dean. Obviously, his Don't Know Mate lost it then. But look at the gap Don't Know Mate's got to Stealth Sloth and Phil. They are at coppice, coming down the back straight. As DJ Phil, look, he's trying to have a look here. And Bryn, he's having a bit of a long pit stop at the minute. Is that white? That white dot, yeah, that white dot's moving now. So this could be close between these two. Stealth Sloth's pitted. So is DJ Phil.
I think Don't Know Mate should
He's
just
out.
clear these.
He's out.
But yeah, there he goes. He just clears as Mays leaves his session. But Ugbar's now in the pits. He's now serving his pit stop.
Ugbar's actually served his pit stop. Ugbar didn't have to come in, but he served it again under the pit window. So
maybe he's got damage.
Yeah, possibly. Well, what that does do is if he can't provide up, Smithy's in as well. Now, based off the pit rule on this, Dan, is that the guys have to show significant damage if the stewards ask for the damage report. Maybe Ugbar's just covering his back with that one. He knows his race is ruined. Why try and get a penalty?
I mean, earlier on in the race, when I did see the incident, he had no back end of that Ginetta. The rear wing was gone. Everything was completely gone. So definitely significant amount of damage. But maybe he's picked up more damage dropping it on his own. You know, maybe he needs to get it fixed so he can go a little bit quicker. Welshie leads this race, but Nicky is hunting him down. Welshie's still yet to pit.
Yeah, I was just about to say Welshie's still yet to pit, so Nicky doesn't really need to fight him hard, but has gapped Kelly by 4 seconds. Nicky having the far superior pace here. Jamie in the chat, Gary's only allowed to do Kota. Nicky here. Oh, that's Phil! Oh! And I tell you what, Phil looked like he rejoined there in a difficult position as Welshie and Nicky came through the chicane. Managed to stay out of everybody's way then, but DJ Phil was on the back of Stealth Sloth. He's not anymore. Nicky then, Dan, looks like he's got such good pace tonight.
Nicky really does look like he's in the zone. That Renault of his and Kelly's are the only ones really lapping consistently in the 07s. Everyone else is struggling right now. If Mains was in here, I reckon he would have been able to, but the Mercedes just seems to be a little bit twitchy. Argent's in the pits now, but Nicky...
No.
Nicky just seems to be on another level here this evening, and I'm kind of glad he has jumped Kelly, because now it gives Nicky the opportunity to possibly take his first win here at SimPlay Motorsport.
It does, and Argent in and out, job done for Kieran Argent. That was a relatively quick stop, if you ask me, from him. He did quite well there to get in and out. That's Smithy just losing in front of him, and now Argent has actually gone that bit longer and has jumped Dean, so he's got the overcut done on Dean. This now an interesting battle. Dean lap 1 minute 13 last time round. If he'd managed to... Don't Know Mate in the 107s. Look, quickest man on track last time round was Don't Know Mate, so he's flying. Stealth Sloth as well as Welshie then. Into the pits he comes at the end of lap 14. That now is everybody pitted, and Argent then needs to keep in front of Dean. Welshie's into the pits. He should clear this man who's lost the rear of the car, and the consistency of Argent is down the drain. Dean's up into 4th place. Stealth Sloth's managed to get past Don't Know Mate somewhere on track. Argent's also now gone behind Smithy as well. Welshie then is coming out the pit lane, will stay P3. Dean is only just coming down the Dunlop straight, or the SimPlay straight, as me and Kelly named it last season. So Dean nowhere near Welshie. Welshie all on his own. It says Team Pro Laps 1-2, and Argent now a couple of seconds behind Dean with Socky. Dean needs to keep it there. P4, best result of the season, best result for a long time for Dean, if he can keep it on the track. And this is the big if, because the consistency of Argent and Dean at times is very questionable, Dan. And when we've seen Kieran this season look better, Donington's proving to just be a real problem for him, and that consistency looks like it's gone again.
It could possibly that Argent has decided that he's qualified on the softs and he's now racing on the hards. So he might be struggling with the hard cars.
Oh no! No! You cannot make this up. We have lost Welshie from the start of from this race.
Oh, what a beautiful fairy tale that would have been.
Wow, that has put Dean then onto the podium here, and pressure now on Dean as he could be on for a podium, a first podium since his win at Season 2 Snetterton. You cannot write that for Welshie. What has happened there? Oh, Dan, you feel for him. You have to feel for him.
I was just about to say that would have been the perfect fairy tale for Welshie. Been struggling in the Porsche, been absolutely struggling in Pro. He comes back to Pro-Am, back to his home, back to Lamborghini, and he looked like he was about to take his first podium back here at SimPlay in the Pro-Am. As Don't Know Mate just drops it, but such a shame for Welshie. I was rooting him to the end there, and it's such a shame. Hopefully he can get a better race too, but it's still Nicky and Kelly, Team Pro Laps 1 and 2, capitalising on points. But Dean has got it all to do. He has to make sure that he stays ahead of this man.
Yeah, now this man with Rabbit Joe and no points for May's game and Rabbit Joe having a bad race, this man needs the podiums, needs the points to gain on Mays and Joe in the championship. Top 6 can't qualify as 12 started this race, and at the minute Kieran going nicely. Dean, though, we are aware, is being coached by his nephew, who is a pro driver in the Mercedes, but coaching is one thing, delivering is another, and Dean looks slow through Coppice, and Argent's got a heck of a run coming onto the SimPlay straight here down the back. He's having a look at the chicane. He'll be a brave man to make a move there. Yeah, way too far back. You'd be a brave man to pass there on and all, even if he was closer. And Argent, he's dropped it again. He's on the back of a podium and he's lost it. Could this be Dean's day? Could the luck be swinging in Dean's general direction? The leaders have gone. The battles for P3 and 4, but has Dean just secured it? The thing is though, Dan, this lap is so short. It's 28 laps. There's a long way to go yet.
Well, we've still got 11 laps worth of racing, and anything can still happen. Don't know, mate. It's lost out to DJ Phil. So DJ Phil's on his way back up the grid. Anything can still happen. At this rate, Ukbar could get himself back on a podium if people keep making incidences like this. I really want to see Ukbar do well this season. I really do, because the Flying Dutchman does have absolutely blistering pace sometimes. He's a very good driver, and he just never gets the luck. So I would love to see Ukbar do well, score some decent points and a race win if he possibly can. But it's Team Prolapse absolutely destroying it right now.
They're dominating this race. Nearly 4 seconds the gap between each other, and then they've got 35 seconds back to Dean Wysocki. They are well in front. Dean has 5 seconds over Argent. And Dean's just got to keep it planted. He's got to keep it steady. He's got to keep it together. He's lapping about a second a lap slower than the two guys in front, but he's keeping it on the road at the minute. A 1:08.6 again losing the second half to the leaders. But unlike this man, Dean is keeping it on the black stuff. Look, Kieran's gained 1.3 seconds, and on the road, Dean is doing the better job because Argent keeps losing it.
Duralski's got back into the session, but sadly, mate, it's too little, too late. Yeah, Dean just needs to keep doing what he's doing. He just needs to keep hitting those 1:08s. Nicky's absolutely flying. A 7:0. He's absolutely flying right now. Don't know, mate, has caught DJ Phil, so he's having a look at him weaving around. He's going to look to the
he's
inside
looking left.
F1.
He's going to look up the inside at Redgate. Phil thinks about closing the door, but you can't, mate, because the Audi has gone up the inside. Oh, and just as I thought the Audi outbraked himself, maybe he just caught the brakes to slow himself down. Over the curb and round he goes. Bit of a tap from Phil, but I'm sure Don't Know Mate can get back on that and get back ahead, as that'll allow Rabbit Joe. Dean then 4 seconds ahead of Argent. Argent is coming for Dean, but how quick can he do it? Lap 19 of 18. Dean then into the chicane. Nice and easy. Oh, it's a sausage curb, and he's done well to keep that. I thought he was going to lose it. Dean and Argent could easily spin it away, says Disco in the chat. That's what they're known at. Dean down in the 109, so his pace just dropping off. But is that consistency staying there that bit more? Argent as well in the 109s. So a bad lap for Argent. Stealth Sloth being lapped by Nicky.
At this rate, if Argent and Dean keep making silly errors like this, just as Disco puts in the comments, Stealth Sloth could catch them at this rate. If Stealth Sloth keeps it on track doing 109s, then he could eventually catch these two if they keep spinning. But it's down to Dean and Arjun at the end of the day. It's down to them.
It is down to them. Don't Know Mate and Rabbit Joe have got past DJ Phil then, so he must have dropped it so as I have no words. Absolutely raging, says Welshie. Mate, our heart bleeds for you because you had our support in this one.
We feel you, dude. We feel you.
Phil,
we were pushing you so hard for that, mate.
Phil looks like his Mercedes. He's got a bit of damage on it, so he's struggling in that one. Joe then up to 7th. Don't Know Mate back up to 6th. And looking decent at the minute. 12 seconds off the back of Stealth Sloth. I tell you what, it's plenty of laps for Argent to Dean to drop down out the top 6 and not qualify for this second race. Dean then has 4 seconds over Argent. Again, lapping in the 109s. What does Argent do this time around? He's back into the 107s. He's gained near enough 2 seconds on Dean that lap. So he's got the lap times. He's got the pace. He's just not got the consistency.
There's one other man who is lapping in the 107s, and it's this man here, Ukbar. Like I said earlier on, what could have been for him if he hadn't been involved in the incidents earlier on? He's got the pace, the genetics quick enough But the thing is, he will be able to qualify for the next race.
Yes.
Welsh will be able to qualify for the next race. All these guys,
Maze Gamer will be
allowed
able
to qualify.
Yes. Yeah, that's the thing, is Maze will be allowed to qualify. So you kind of feel that it could be a Maze Ukbar 1-2 as Phil's on the back of Joe. Joe, you see, don't know, mate, down there. That's their next position for P6. Argent getting closer to Dean, but look at the gap out front, 3.5 seconds. Kelly has brought it down a couple of tenths here. Is Nicky just starting to feel the pressure of his maiden win?
Oh, I don't know. All the Team Prolapse boys are coming in. Paul's been in. Nicky, the Xmar is currently in the chat as well. And Maze. Even Maze, who's currently out of this race, is still supporting his fellow team drivers. He's really cheering them on, which is nice to see. Like I said, Xmar in as well, another pro driver, Prolapse driver, and also BT Targa here supporting their drivers. And Dean's in the pits.
Dean's pitted. Why is Dean in the pit lane? What has happened there? Does he have damage? I'm not sure. What is Dean in the pits for?
I don't know, but he's just thrown away 3rd place.
He's given away his podium. He's lost 4th place here. Bryn, where's Bryn? Where's Don't Know, mate? He's coming through the chicane. Dean's only just moving out the pits. Dean's going to lose out to P6. He could lose out to Rabbit Joe. What has he done?
Has he thought that he needed to pit again?
No way, surely not.
Has he pitted early and then thought, I need to pit again just to get through the rule?
Well, Dean pitted here. Dean pitted in the pit window at the end of lap 10. So Dean was fine.
I don't know what's happened here. He must have dropped it or something, or hit a
wall.
He's
Wow.
lost it. He's lost the race. He's lost the podium position.
Oh, I tell you something. Has he kept his radiator close for qualifying and not opened it? Too much engine damage.
No.
Is that a problem? That's a theory, because a lot of drivers have fell foul to it. Dean now battling for that place to qualify for race 2. Oh, what has he done? What has he done? That has gifted Argent a podium. Argent's just got, look at his last lap for Argent to 106.4, flying.
But there's nothing he can do. There's nothing he can do with that pace. He's currently down at the old hairpin.
Argent would be better off. He'd be better off slowing it down, Dan, to make sure it stays on the tarmac, to not lose out to Stealth Sloth, because Stealth Sloth, 20 seconds behind, if Argent keeps binning it, could get on the podium. We could still see a Lamborghini up there. P4 for Stealth Sloth, Argent's 3rd. Dean now has this for P6. He's got Don't Know, mate, 5 seconds up the road. I feel for Walshy. I kind of feel for Dean. At the same time, what has happened there? Oh, no, he's lost it. Oh, no.
Oh, no. This has just gone all wrong for every driver, but DJ Phil's in the pits again, so Ukbar should gain a position from that. So, I don't know if these guys are dropping it coming into the pits, and then that's their only option. You know, that's the only way they can go.
Possibly.
You know, it's very easy for the car to become loose on the exit of the chicane, and you just twitch and then head towards the pit. So it's either hit the pit wall or he'll go into the pits. I don't know. Nicky's now back on the pace and needs this race. I haven't watched these guys at all because they've just been dominating it. Ukbar now goes up into 8th place position. If Dean keeps making mistakes as he is, Ukbar will gain a position on him. But yeah, Nicky leads the way, and this could be his first SimPlay win here at Donington Park National. We changed it from the GP to the National, and people thought it wasn't going to be very good. Well, I don't know about you, Matt. This has been epic so far.
This has been an epic race, and one thing I will say, 34 starts. This is his 35th start for Nicky, and this could be his first victory of his SimPlay career. He's won races in other leagues. He's won races on fun nights. He's won races. He's a race winner. He's proven he's a race winner, but he's not done it here at SimPlay in a competitive event. This could be the time. Lap 24 of 28. Kelly, though, is gaining time. He's under 3 seconds to Nicky now. Nicky needs to keep it focused. I'm sure the boys would have spoke now and would have said, look, Nicky, this is your race win. This is your race win. But Kelly's coming.
The amount of times Kelly has been there and taken race wins, and it's been this man who's done all the work of defending him, looking after his car so that he could take the win. Nicky, is this finally payback time? Is it finally Kelly giving him that opportunity to say, there you go, mate, after all that time you helped me, I'm now going to help you. You take this one for the team. 1-2 from them. They won't get fastest lap due to the fact that Argent, who's gone for a spin,
he's dropped
and
it.
that's going to help.
Oh!
That's going to help Sloth get a little bit closer. But
yeah, now then, that's interesting in case of what's the gap coming down to? 15 seconds is the gap at the moment. Can Sloth get on before he comes up?
Well, the thing is, once you overheat the tyres a little bit, once you get a bit of dirt on the tyres, it's very easy for the car to be dropped again. It's like if you if you lock the brakes and you get a flat spot, you're going to be braking on that point every single time. So if he's making those mistakes, Sloth will catch him.
Yeah, he will catch him indeed. He's been all over the place as Kieran in this race, up and down. And I thought Dean would have had P3 because I didn't fancy Argent's pace. He's nearly
about to get lapped by the
he's
Pro Laps
nearly a
boys.
lap down. Look at this. Kelly and Nicky are charging at the minute. Dean down in 7th, 6 seconds off the back of Joe. Could he maybe gain on Joe?
I'm just going to say, myself and Mays had a very good Indianapolis. You would class it as a dominated weekend, both of us taking a win and obviously fastest lap. But at the minute, I think this is even more dominating from Team Pro Laps. They've nearly lapped the entire field.
Now, I found out what's happened. Ukbar caught Dean up the rear and Dean got 100% damage on the rear. That is why he pitted again. Rabbit Joe then has got past Don't Know Mate for P5 and 6. So these two can't qualify for the next race, but Don't Know Mate down in 6th place. Now, I do believe this will be Don't Know Mate's strongest finish of the season. Yeah, he's only had a P9 as his best. A P6 here will be his strongest position.
Yeah, that would be nice for Don't Know Mate. Some decent points on the board. Argent has just got a couple of laps to go and he should hold on to that podium position. And if I'm honest, Argent will probably take a podium after this race. Yeah. After all the chaos that he's just been through this evening, I think he'll be quite happy to walk away from this race with a podium.
If I was Argent with the mistakes I'm making, I'd be letting Nicky get past me so that he finishes a lap earlier, because Sloth 14 seconds off the back. One more big mistake for Argent and that could spell the end of his podium. I'd be wanting Nicky to get ahead of me.
But if he stays in front of him, then there's nothing that Sloth can do to catch him. He would have to do the extra lap.
Yes, this is true. This is true.
Don't Know Mate still hasn't lost the back of Rabbit Joe. He's sticking to him. So if Joe makes a mistake,
He's got a run on him. It looks like he had a run on him there out the chicane. Did Joe just get a wiggle coming out the exit to the chicane? There's Dean in the background. These two are for position. And Joe, to break him! Oh! How has he kept that pointed in the right direction? How did he keep it out the side of the Audi? I'm sure Don't Know Mate may need to change his underwear after that minute there, because that was... Did Joe clip the grass? I mean, he was very much to the left-hand side. Joe looks like he's struggling. Could Dean get him with 1 lap to go for these guys, pretty much? Oh, Don't Know Mate wide at the old hairpin. Nicky then coming around to start the last lap of this race as they are on the back of Argent here. Look at them. They are so close to the back of Argent. I think Argent then could be happy of a P3, but the Team Pro Laps Renaults have dominated here. They have dominated.
They've lapped every single car bar 3rd place. And if Argent drops it on his own on this lap, they will do that. But Nicky, what a drive from this man.
Yeah.
I know we're still on the last lap. I know he could still drop it, but I really don't think he can in that Renault. Gary and Little Each, if you're not watching this right now and seeing this, what are you playing at? Because this could be something that they would be enjoying right now. Kelly's made another mistake. But Nicky, what a drive from him. He's been showing potential this season in that Renault. He's given the opportunity here for race 1. And look what it's delivered him. Kelly's obviously allowed him to go. Nicky is on his way home to take a race win, his first maiden win here at Donington Park. And all I'm going to say is, come on, Team Pro Laps.
Yeah, the Team Pro Laps boys have done well. They flew the flag.
He's doing the formation.
They're wanting to do a formation here. Smithy's getting out to Kelly's way. Nicky slowed down to allow them to come over the line together. And I tell you what, this could do wonders in terms of their championship fight in the Constructors' battle with Forever Forward Racing. And formation across the line. There they are flashing together. Just get Smithy in it as well. It's a 1-2 for Team Pro Laps. Nicky takes his first ever win. We've got to wait for Argent to finish his whole lap. Let's go to the Don Rabbit Joe Dean battle, because they was quite close. I saw Sloth has finished in P4. He will be happy with that result. Don't Know Mate, actually that battle has ended prematurely. I saw them across the line. The dots was pretty much together. Don't Know Mate then is going to come home for his best finish of P6. Good drive from him. P5, great job for P5. Dean then will come across for P7. Joe as well for P8. Not the results that they would have wanted. Dean a podium. Joe got 6, Dean gets 7th. Joe gets P6. Dean then a podium, what could have been for him. Ukbar's finished down in P8. That is DJ Phil, who's finished P9. Smithy has finished P10.
And Argent's just dragging it home to complete the podium. But what a complete annihilation from these two.
Yeah.
Wow, brilliant drive.
Yeah, brilliant drive from them. Fantastic stuff. Maze Gamer does get the point for pole position, but for the point for fastest lap, 106.2 by Argent. And I mean, the top three all in the 106s, as was but a lot of drivers, though. Look at Stove Sloth and Don't Know Mate Rabbit Joe and Dean. They all had decent pace in there. And yeah, Argent then will get the extra point for fastest lap. We're going to be right back in about 5 minutes after we've caught our breath. Dan will get the top three in for an interview. We're going to go for a quick toilet break, and then we'll be back for driver interviews as we get ready for the second race. But what a start to the night. Can the Prolapse boys keep it up? Will we get an upset in race 2? Join us in about 5 minutes to find out what happens. We're clear. I've got your dad's replay on this week as well. Your dad's advert. I've got your dad's sponsorship advert.
Oh,
yeah,
here we go. Here we go.
Here we go.
Let's have a... Yes, Nicky!
Yes, boy!
Have it.
Get in there!
Did that motivational talk fucking work or what?
It did, mate. Yeah. So we got slapped in the bum, and we was told to do it. Yes.
No,
brilliant.
I know what Dan. I know what it was. I know what it was.
What?
It was the animated GIF of me, Kelly, and Nikki dancing on the Discord server. Yes, Nikki, get in there, boy.
Oh, mate, well happy. I was staying behind Kelly. I was like, Kelly went, "You faster than me." And I was like, "Just keep going, just keep going, just keep going."
You had more pace, mate. You had way more pace.
I knew I had the pace, but I was just like, I just wanted us to get away, and I was like, "Just keep going," because they were dropping off behind us. I said, "Just keep going, just keep going." And then yeah, I was like, "Well, I'm going in now." So I went in for the pit. I thought I'm going to get the undercut on Kelly. I was like, "I know I'm going to get that." But yeah, brilliant. Oh, wicked. I won. I actually won a race.
Yes, mate, and you did it really easily.
It was just like, I did.
You and Dad, right, nearly lapped the entire grid.
I know. Towards the end, I was going, shall I go for it? I'm going to lap up. Cross the line together. So I did. We're going to cross the line together. I'll let him go. Yeah. Could have done. Could have done it.
Have you seen the date, Matt?
No.
Look at the date.
Fuck's sake. Right.
Is it wrong date?
It is the wrong date.
I'm gonna have to send normal invites out, aren't I?
Yeah. What up, boys?
Kieran Argent's fucking shit. Fucking shit.
I was a bit annoyed about the third lap incident. I'm not sure if it was lag or whether it was me. I'd need to watch it back.
Third lap, I didn't see fuck all until about third lap.
Oh yeah, you're welcome. Yeah.
Alfie got disconnected, which I thought, yeah, you've probably caught that button again. He's done that in the past, and then it kicked me, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, I thought I'd try taking a narrower line.
Kelly, have you seen the?
Yeah, I'm seeing it now.
Yeah, he's got his 70s porn music on.
Yes.
Yeah, that's actually not that old a track.
Oh, that was something I was meant to talk to you, but you went, unfortunately. So you know that popular band ABBA?
Well, to you, I've beat your fucking head in.
They sang a song called Dancing Queen. Was it ABBA or was it ABBA or was it Queen? I can't remember. I can never remember. Right. Okay. He said it was Queen. Said it was Queen. Brilliant.
party I'm in now?
Yeah,
lobby?
this is the... No, you need to accept... Yeah, the one you're in now, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Because
Okay.
the date was wrong on the other one.
Kieran, you were in front of me in the start. When you were right in front of me.
Behind you.
Behind me. Did you see my start?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I
thought you were in... I can't remember.
That was just on it at
Oh,
start.
what did you start? Third on the grid, didn't you?
I was third on the grid, yeah.
Third on the grid. Yeah, so I was behind you. Yeah, I went round you.
They went around me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not
That
sure
was
if
probably...
you were lagging a bit though on my I don't know if it was me
What
lagging or
drive?
you lagging.
That might have been the server with it disconnecting me and Halty.
Right.
The only
Yeah,
one I
maybe.
see lagging was Ugbar a couple of times. One minute
Can
he
I
was in
ask-
front of me, then he just disappeared down this track, and I was like, whoa, what happened now?
Dan, just put in the chat, top 6 can't qualify.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame.
Because I need to press transaction. I need to press transaction when this ends, but I can't remember when
Basically
this ends.
on the Coppice where I stand behind Kelly, I don't know if you felt contact Kelly, but
When?
when I stand behind you on lap 3 or
No.
4.
No, you never got...
Right, I'm just going to
Never
pop to the
got...
toilet.
In my rear view, you never got close enough to me.
I say on my screen, I didn't hear a sound, but it looked like there was contact, but there might not have been. It might just be lag.
Yeah.
So, it's just one of them things. I was a bit pissed off about it because I had the pace to get past you, but just couldn't get past.
Yeah. Yeah, as I
time
said,
you're
in my rear view, you never got close enough for me to, to think you'd hit me. That's for certain sure. And so I didn't feel anything. I didn't. And I say, you didn't get close enough, in my view. So
Yeah. I'm not saying it did or didn't. I'd say it from my.
yeah. Well, I don't know if it's your lag. I mean, I haven't seen any lagging at all. My signal, is normally good. So
Yeah.
you know.
There might be a bit of both. Obviously, with a further issue with Fetra. But
Yeah, maybe.
It's just when I got back on track, and then I spun it a second time, and I'm thinking, there goes the race win.
Yeah,
You and Nicky both pitted before I even got to the F's, so.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
obviously, I'll take third, obviously, with Welshie and
Yeah,
Disconnected and Dean, and don't know, mate, having issues themselves, but.
we both had nice consistent pace, and by the time, when you spun, that was it really. We kind of backed off it a little bit. Do you know what I mean? And just
Stayed steady. Yeah,
just stayed steady. You know.
Yeah, I've looked on my tablet. I could see the lap time, previous lap times, and I did have a second and a half on you most laps. But like I say, I just can't overtake on this track. Every time I tried overtaking someone, I spun.
It's not an easy track to overtake. You need a very definite speed difference, you know, to kind of get up alongside. I mean, probably the best spot is the chicane, but you've got to be right on the back of someone at the other end of the straight, haven't you? You know.
I'll say when I don't got again caught on stream, I caught the curb on the inside of the second part of the chicane. It just spun the car around. I think, for God's sake. But then I caught Dean again within 3 laps. It shows what Hafer had over him.
Yeah. Well, you had fastest lap, didn't you?
Yeah.
But I say
Rather than 25, mate.
yeah.
Who, can I ask, who here gets 2 fucking pit lane violations in one season? 4 races in.
Well, I don't know who that could be, because it ain't me.
No.
Oh, you're fucking useless.
The same thing if I literally released it a step too early.
Oh,
It wasn't not I've released it, not put it on coming out of the pit. It was literally releasing it a split second too early.
Working in fine margins.
Exactly.
Oh, let me try and send Halty an invite.
Us anyway, and I'm going to be chatting
Yes.
to. Yeah, it's cool.
Nicky gets a race win!
That's how epic, man. I should be screaming and everything, but, you know,
Kids.
prolapse, innit?
If Kelly
Bro,
wanted it, he would have took
You
it
got
from
that
him.
cool.
Sorry?
If Kelly wanted a race when he would have took it from him.
No. We're team, mate. We're team.
That's it.
Until it gets to the sharp end, we're team.
I was debating, do we go for a lap Argent or do we just Nah,
You should have
we're
done, 'cause
gonna
I'd have
cross
pissed
the line
myself.
together.
You should have lapped Argent. I'd have pissed myself.
To be fair, that's one thing I was saying to Joe. Please don't let me. Please don't let me. If you've lapped the whole field.
I think me and Dan would have fucking died if you'd have lapped him.
It was very tempting, but I was like,
We'll take everybody
we
up
made
to
a
third.
promise about halfway round the track, halfway through the race, it was like, we're crossing the line together.
Across the line
Oh, yeah.
together.
Tell you what, you've really clawed some points back on them too.
If only
yeah,
you took
good.
double points.
Do you know what? I did think about it today, didn't I? I said to you, Kelly, didn't I? I was thinking of going double points
you.
today, but
There's stronger tracks for the Renault yet. Don't
Kelly,
worry. Yeah.
you've not said one thing to me tonight.
I know. I heard you on the stream.
Yeah, and you got it. Yeah,
I'm never
you-
saying it again.
I think you jinx yourself every week.
Some weeks I put it on the podium when I've said that, but I don't believe in all these curses. I don't believe it. Unless we're at the Golden Seiko.
Softs?
it me,
Softs.
soft.
Softs on the Renault.
Yeah, they just don't just disappear. They just last forever.
What about you, Arjun? What were you on?
I was on soft, but I think I've done too many times to make them work properly.
Told
See-
you that the softs wouldn't work.
Softs,
I think I felt
softs
comfortable
on.
until I made a mistake. I got them back in the window and they were fine again. Just after I made a mistake, I struggled for a couple of corners.
Softs on the Renault. We even did it at Dubai. I did
Softs on the
Dubai.
Renault, softs on the Acura, softs on the Ferrari, softs on the McLaren. Cars like that, yeah, I agree with it. The Merc, I cannot get the softs to work. I think they're too odd.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see, now Mark always goes on softs with the Merc. He can't use the hards.
Yeah, but so Kieran's like that. So's Peaceful. So's Monkey Boy, and I just don't get it. I don't see how.
People say you can run the Porsche now with the softs. I
No.
can't run them at all with the softs.
I prefer the Porsche on the hards.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Struggled on. I did try it once, and it was just like, no, not worth it.
Just understeer's like fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's better. It's better. Bring the tyres in and run the Porsche on the hards. But the Renault's awful on the hards. It's much better suited to the softs, and it can make them work all race. So you know.
Yeah, you just got to stay consistent in that Renault, and it just works. That car is like, yeah, that's our car. We fell in love with this car.
I'm not looking forward to the second race. The amount of people that were spinning at turn
Yeah.
one or
Yeah. Look out. It's dispute race number 2.
Did Brim message you back, Beth?
and DJ Phil done another unsafe rejoin.
Did he?
Not so.
He scared the shit.
Can you
I
just
had
do me
to
a
pass him. I had to pass it. I had to lap him. And
please.
Daytona Dubai.
You what? Yeah, could you just
Yeah.
do it, please? Right, we're going to go back live in a minute. Whoever's watching my personal stream, get on SimPlay Motorsport, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and get off this one, because I don't care about it.
And also go look at Arnold for Dub 16 as well.
Yeah.
Shitty challenge tomorrow, boys. Keep an eye on it.
You've got to do it in qualifying.
I'm gonna do it. Once I hit 50, I'll eat it.
Oh yeah, you're still going for that.
When we eat 50, he'll eat.
After.
When we eat 50, he'll eat another one.
I ain't got another one.
when
Well,
we
get
hit
another
50,
one
I'll
tomorrow.
watch
We'll
it.
get another one tomorrow. And we'll when you hit 50 likes on both streams, you can have 2. Look,
If I hit 100, I'll eat a second one.
and then by the time Friday comes around, we'll be R.I.P. and remembering the season 3 pro champ who's just burnt his face off.
To do it the
I won't worry
prolapse
about it.
way,
Ain't
though,
gonna happen.
it's down to do it the prolapse way though. You've got to do it. You've got to wear it like a tampon.
I thought you were gonna say put it up on my bum. Then I was like, that's gonna give me a sting ring, innit?
basically, yeah.
Right, we're gonna go live. One hit load.
Yes, I'm ahead of both Renaults.
I'm gonna go live in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back then, ladies and gentlemen, to SimPlay Motorsport for the second race of the afternoon. I'm just going to quickly run through the tables again before the drop scores are calculated. They'll be calculated off air tonight. Mace Gamer's deficit has been cut to 6 points by Rabbit Joe, second place. Nicky up to third place ahead of Argent, 16 points off the championship lead with Argent a point behind him. KLF then stays in P5. DJ Phil Green moves up to 6th ahead of Stovsloff and Holty then as he drops down a couple of places. Stovsloff and DJ Phil are tied for 6th and 7th. Welshie no points down in P9. Don't know, mate. Massively climbs up into P10 ahead of Smoky Devil. Dean Wasaki's up into P12 after a decent race, tied with Smoky Devil. Don Productions is now down to 13th place. Ukbar up into 14th, ahead of Alfie, who scored nothing after that disconnection, and Smithy in P16. And last at the moment in the Constructors title, Forever Forward lead by 21 points from Team Prolapse. DJ Motorsport closed on Team Pro Lassie just slightly. MC Motorsport are up to 4th with Iron Brew Racing in 5th place. AA 3D Printing in 6th. Team Cool Runnings now above Lone Wolf Motorsport, and the Flying Dutchman are tied at the bottom of the pile. We've got the top 3 in for an interview. The top 6 though cannot qualify. That was Nicky, Kelly, Argent, Stove Sloth, Don't Know Mate and Rabbit Joe. They cannot qualify. Everybody else is free too. We've got the top 3 and we've joined by Argent to start with. Kieran, that was a very tricky race it seemed for yourself there. You did not look comfortable in that car. You didn't look very consistent in that car.
I felt consistent. It's just when I come to having to overtake a car running offline, the car didn't agree with it or want to do it. So, and I obviously made a mistake, spun out to come back through the field again.
The pace is there, no doubt, but is it just the fact that when you're struggling behind to overtake, is that just the case, or?
Yeah, it's like what happened with I was behind Kelly. I'm not sure, I need to watch it back, but I tried running a slightly tighter line through Coppice, and I must have caught the curb if it wasn't Kelly, and spun, caught the inside curb when trying to get past Dean at the last corner. So it's just purely when I was trying to overtake, and then the tyres take a few corners to get back in temperature.
So would you say that your Mercedes was struggling in dirty air of other cars then?
Yeah, no doubt.
No, that's interesting going into tomorrow night. You've got the pace though, Kieran, tonight. You just said that you actually qualify second out of the non-qualifiers, so you and your teammate are the best of the rest, if you will, in terms of those who can qualify. What can your Mercedes do from there? You've got some quick guys who can qualify in this race. You've got some guys that you'll want to get ahead of quickly on. What can you do in race 2 if you're struggling in that dirty air?
I'm just worried about what Maeve's game is going to do. Not wanting to see anyone disconnect, but obviously I wouldn't mind. But yeah, as I say, it's just going to be difficult getting past the likes of Dean, the Lamborghinis real quick. You know, it's going to be difficult.
Yeah. Well, wish you the best, mate. Good luck in race 2.
Thank you.
Kelly, P2. Now, you didn't say tonight that we'll see you on the podium. You've actually got a podium, though. What a dominant race from yourself.
Yeah, that went well, didn't it?
Well, it couldn't have gone any better.
Good,
We couldn't have done much better, no.
Good pace from yourself in that Renault. The Renault, I said off air, in practice that the Renault would look good round here, and it really does.
Yeah. Me and Nicky were just following a constant pace. I have the stream playing in the background, and I'm listening to you guys commentating, and your ears kind of prick up when you're saying certain things. And we're not racing. Me and Nicky weren't racing each other. When we got out in front, Argent lost it and dropped it. That was it, really. Me and Nicky just settled in to keeping a consistent pace within a couple of seconds of each other. Nicky had the better pit stop. He went out in front. We are 100% team at this point in the championship. We're just working to go forward. If we need to adjust that when it comes to a championship fight at the end, then so be it. But for a minute, we're working together, and that's exactly what we did all race.
And it was a cracking drive from yourself and Nicky. You led. The pit stops really changed that dynamic of this race, didn't it? Because you looked comfortable in the lead at the start of this, and then Nicky came in for an undercut, and that really worked for your teammate.
Yeah, I think Nicky had a slightly quicker stop. Mine was about 2.5 seconds, and I think Nicky's was a little bit quicker. Hence, I went into the pits. Nicky went into the pits a second or so behind me. And when it all kind of came out, I came out just behind him. And as I said, we're a team, and I was happy to sit there and go on like that. And to be fair, Nicky had a slightly better pace than me anyway.
What can you do race 2, mate?
Let's see what happens. From listening in the background, it sounded like a cracking good race 1. So I look forward to watching it back on the stream tomorrow. Anything could happen, Matt. You know that.
Yeah.
We know the car's good, so let's take our chances and pick off who we can.
Best of luck, buddy.
Thank you.
And we got Nicky in as well. It's took him 35 SimPlay race starts, but he's got the P1 next to his name. His first win under his belt. Nicky, you must be buzzing with that.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Well, wasn't expecting that, to be honest, but yeah, what a race. Yeah, like Kelly said, we just stuck together all the way through that, all the way through. See everybody just dropping off, and just like, let's just cruise it around to the end, and that's exactly what we've done.
You got the undercut on your teammate, as we've just spoke about. That really sort of gave you that advantage because it opened up a big gap between you and your teammate.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting literally to come back round and Kelly would be back in front and we were just literally just going to cruise round. But yeah, when I came round, it just seemed that I had a little bit more extra pace than Kelly, but it wasn't that much in it at all. And
yeah,
like I say, towards the end, coming up to Argent, it was either do I lap Argent or do we cross the line together? So we went for let's cross the line together. But yeah, what a win. But trouble is, we was told off by Dan. If Dan said if we don't win, we're going to get a bum smacked.
That's true. That's true.
35 race starts, mate. You've been in a position at times where you've looked like you could get a win. There's a chance on the cars. We remember back to Brands Hatch earlier this season where Daniel Francis managed to get past. It's been there for a long time and you finally got it. Do you feel like a sense of relief now, a bit of weight lifted off your shoulders?
Yeah, it's like I've lost my virginity again, you know? It's just like all new, you know? Brilliant, yeah. Yeah, that's it, yeah, definitely a weight off my shoulders.
Took a bit longer though, didn't it?
Oh,
it was a longer experience, Nick, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a place of the rainbow, definitely.
Probably a little bit more nerve-wracking as well.
Yeah, losing virginity is easier, isn't it?
Go on, Dan.
So sorry, just because obviously part of the Team ProLapse family and so are the other drivers in here. Now the boss has finally had a race win. Are we going to have a massive ProLapse party?
Oh yeah, Christmas party is like, yes, it's going to be Skittles everywhere. They're going to be flying everywhere. But yeah, I've got to say, well, thanks to everyone at Team ProLapse. It's just brilliant. The team are just brilliant. We'll work together and yeah, how good is that?
Yeah.
We're just dominating. I think we're just the best, but I'm going to rub that in a little bit more.
What can you do race 2, buddy? What can you do out there from the back of the pack?
Well, we won't be at the back for long, tell you that.
Well,
so much confidence.
We look forward to seeing it, mate. We'll let you get back to it. We'll let you and Kelly get back to your race preparations.
Cheers, guys. Cheers.
Oh, brilliant there from Nicky, Kelly and Argent, all happy then with their race. Kieran obviously sounds like he could do with being a little bit better, but qualifying's looking interesting at the minute. May's the only one in the 104s. Alfie having some pace out there as Dean can't improve that time around, currently in P3 as well. She comes out the pits. Ukbar slightly off the pace a little bit here. I'm quite surprised by that, Jeanette, and not being up there on the pace.
He just seems to be struggling with the chicane. I've just been sat and watching him for the last 10 minutes, and he just seems to be struggling with the final chicane. So I think Ukbar is just trying to get a lap hooked up. We've obviously been in the cooler conditions. Some of these guys haven't properly tested the cooler conditions.
Yeah.
They've probably been used to testing at the 1 o'clock kind of periods, and now they're racing at the more cooler conditions. Maybe the hard tyres, maybe some other tyres aren't working for them. So we'll see what happens. But if I was Argent right now, I wouldn't be too bummed out. That's good, solid points for himself. He gets a little bit closer to the likes of Mays and his teammate. So a solid 3 third place points and a fastest lap as well. I would not be complaining. That's good points for him.
Yeah, good points for him. Good points for the team as well. Although they lost out to Team ProLapse, they still scored some good points. And so Dean coming round, the next car to cross the line. I think all these drivers will get an extra lap. And Dean then a bit slidey through there. Nobody improving this lap other than Ukbar. The only man who's on an improvement this lap. Well, she's on an out lap. Dean improves actually by half second. So that just goes and proves me wrong. And goes a little bit closer. Improved in the final sector. He gained his time. As Ukbar was up on his time. And loses it at the final corner. Alfie Green in sector 1. So that'll be Ukbar done. You'd imagine from that position. Mays gets one last run in. So Ukbar then will start down in P6 with Smithy starting in 7th place. So a pair of 6th places for Ukbar in this qualifying today.
Do you think that the reason Mays has stayed out, let's be honest, Mays was going to take pole position in this race. If anyone believed otherwise, then they're mad, because the pace that Mays has been showing this evening, it's been crazy. But do you think Mays is currently out on track to make sure he takes the ultimate qualifying record, not just in the Pro-Am, but in the Pro as well?
Yeah, potentially. I think that's a good shout from you, Dan, there. I also think, like you say, the cooler conditions, maybe he's just getting used to that car as DJ Phil crosses the line P4. He won't improve. Alfie in the pits. I think maybe just working on that car with not getting the race 1 in. Maybe he just wants a little bit more time at getting that car just perfect for this second race. Here comes Dean then across the line. He's up in his first 2 sectors and improves on his lap, but a 1:05.9 is not good enough to keep him anywhere other than 3rd. Welshie then stays P5. So Welshie will start in 5th place. DJ Phil will start in 4th. Dean will start 3rd. Alfie 2nd place. And Mays Gamer will take pole position number 4. And I think Mays there was using a bit of a tactic to to maybe keep himself fresh and keep his car, making sure his car is feeling quick and is feeling strong for the race.
And possibly doing a quick pit stop coming just to make sure that he has got his braking zone set up. And I think the only man this season so far to take both pole positions this season.
Yes, the only man to take both pole positions in race 1 and 2 due to the fact that he disconnected from the first race. The top 6 couldn't qualify then, but it's Maze Gamer on pole position ahead of Alfie and Dean. Then good qualifying if you're the AA3D printing lads out there. DJ Phil in P4 ahead of Welshie by a couple of tenths, with Oakbar 6th and Smithy down in 7th. Rabbit Joe then the first of the non-qualifiers in P8, with Argent, his teammate, just behind him in 9th place. We then go to Stealth Soft in P10 with Nicky, P11. He's right by the back. He's got a lot of work to do. So is KLF in P12. And Don't Know Mate then will line up P13 and last in this one then. We are all ready. There is 13 cars on the grid. We are looking like we're ready to get going. They're just going to ready up and get these ones there. Alfie, I almost lost it on my fastest lap. That chicane is cheeky at times, he says. It can be cheeky, and a few Mercedes drivers this week, myself included, have struggled at that chicane, Dan. And I wonder if the SLS is struggling the same as the AMG.
Yeah, I think the SLS seems to have less downforce than the AMG. Obviously, a bit smaller design car as well. It's a little bit more quicker in a straight line due to its aero and being slightly smaller. But yeah, it might be struggling a little bit more. But it is Maze Gamer once again on pole position here for Donington Park National. Race 2 with Alfie riding alongside him, with Dean, his teammate, in 3rd place, and DJ Phil all on his own in 4th place. 5th place goes to Welshie, the bad, unlucky Welshie, who lost out due to race 1 of the disconnection. So hopefully he can have a better race this time. Ukbar in 6th. Maybe he can do some more coming from the back. Smithy will start in 7th place with Rabbit Joe in 8th. Argent in 9th place position. 10th will go the way of Stealth Sloth with Nicky in 11th. KLF in 12th position. And Don't Know Mate at the back and bringing up the rear. And if I'm honest, if I was Don't Know Mate, I'd be quite happy to start at the back.
Yeah.
Let the chaos happen in front of me and then pick up the pieces as we go along.
Yeah, and he had the pace in race 1 to keep ahead of a few drivers, if not re-overtake them as they come past. Row 2, Dean and DJ Phil, the old Pepsi Motorsport, the old teams from season 2 and 3 in the McLaren, they line up alongside each other in 2 Mercedes-Benz, but an SLS and an AMG. What can them two do off the line? But you're right, if you don't know, mate, maybe if you're Kelly and Nicky as well, just hold fire. Maybe see what happens in front of you before you try and make any moves. And we are ready to go. The national circuit, here we go then. Here comes the lights. There's going to be 3 reds followed by the green. We go here at Donington Park. Alfie got a beautiful launch compared to Maze Gamer there, and has already taken the lead away from Maze Gamer. Quality launch. Don't Know Mate got a poor start in the background, and Alfie leads then going into turn 1. Dean looking around the outside of Maze, and that one will not happen from there. Everybody though through turn 1 very cleanly. Stealth Sloth wide in the background. He's then going to lose out and drop to the back of the pack, but Alfie, Dan, what a launch as we come through the Craner curves.
Yeah, Alfie gets the perfect launch and takes the race lead away from Maze Gamer. Maze was a little bit sluggish off the line, so he wasn't able to get a capitalised on his pole position, but he has lost out to Alfie, but he can come back. Maze will sit there. Dean has had a decent start in 3rd and holds position. Welshie as well. Archer's had an absolute flyer.
He's had a flying start then from P9 on the grid all the way up to P5 by the end of lap 1. Ukbar then at McLean's corner, losing the rear of that car, and Nicky and Kelly going through. Kelly passing Ukbar at McLean's like Matt Neal passes people in the touring car. He loves it. Don't Know Mate as well gains another position there, but it is Alfie ahead of Maze Gamer as they come down to complete lap 1 into the Fogarty S as they come. Bit of a lock up from Alfie, but that'll be fine. Dean then trying to hunt him down. Welshie up to P4 as well off the start, and here comes Argent. Welshie didn't get the run. Can that Lamborghini keep in front? Argent though coming side by side with him, and that's going to be job done after 1 lap. Argent's gone from P8, P9 all the way up to 4th and is flying at the minute, but can he get that consistency right in this race? Up the inside he goes. Phil looking for a way through as well. The 3 leaders, Dan, they've gone from this pack.
Yeah, the 3 Mercedes-Benz have long gone, and it's just them trying to keep their consistency. Can the AA Printing duo do what Team Prolapse did and take a 1-2 here this evening? But Maze Gamer is making that life much more difficult. Argent has stayed ahead of Welshie, but Welshie's got DJ Phil breathing down his neck, and DJ Phil having a much stronger race here. But the 2 Team Prolapse boys are just slowly making their way through the pack. They're in no hurry. They know it's a long race, and they will slowly gain positions as they go, as Smithy in the background has a wiggle, as Kelly's struggling to pass him. Nicky seems to be doing better at clearing the pack than him.
Yeah, he does. Nicky's got through past Smithy then as May's trying to close into Alfie then at the chicane. Alfie said that the chicane was a bit fiddling, a bit tricky then, but he's managing to do well so far. And hey, he can go that little bit slower through the chicane if he really wanted to. Nicky gaining on the back of Rabbit Joe. There is Kelly. Don't know, mate. And Ukbar trying to get past Don't know, mate. Stealth Sloth looks like he's had it off somewhere. And Mays going round the outside at Redgate Corner as they come towards Hollywood. He has to go over the curb and onto the grass a little bit. I think he's lost momentum through Hollywood. They come now down the crane of curves, and Mays Gamer looking to put the pressure on Alfie, but Alfie saying, how's your nerve around the outside, mate, because you're going to have to do more than that to get past May. Look at the run Mays gets through the old hairpin. He now looks and a little left hand kink up to where Billy Munger had his tragic fatal crash, and then there's another little left hand bend flat, you don't even notice it, into McLean's. Matt Neal late on the brakes, late apex, seems to always get a dive on people there. Mays couldn't get that done, but he's going to look for a cut back into Coppis. A brave man into this corner because it's very tricky, and he loses the rear, and somehow him and Alfie manage to keep it going, and they're side by side. I think Mays has got that job done now. And where's Dean?
Oh no, Dean's dropped right back. He's facing the wrong way, but we're too busy watching Mays take the lead. And Alfie gives him a little tap.
Yeah, a bit of a bump.
A little bit fair.
Yeah.
That's fair after they go up into the kind of small kink right-hander. Mays gave him a tap and Alfie returned the favour. So now Argent's back up into third place again.
Argent's back up into third, and Dean, that consistency still haunts him. Phil looks left, looks right. Can he tuck underneath? Late breaking into Redgate Corner. Cannot get the job done on Welshie. DJ Phil then looking for that P4. Dean is having to defend now from Nicky, who's got Smithy on the back of him. Smithy having a great start to this race. Go on, son. Keep it going. Who's that? That's Ukbar off there as they're trying to get past Rabbit Joe. Don't know, mate. Looking around the outside, and Ukbar just sort of twitches into the side of Don't know, mate there. And I think that's put Don't know, mate off. Yeah, it has. As he's dropped behind Stealth Sloth now, so bit cheeky that from Ukbar then. DJ Phil looking on the back. Oh no, what's happened to Smithy? Oh, just as we said about him having a good start, he's been in the wall at the old hairpin here. Oh, poor Smithy. Poor Smithy.
Such a shame for Smithy. Nicky now onto the back of Dean Wasocki. Dean obviously not having the best of first couple of laps. He did stick with the leaders, but now he's dropping back, little spin, and now he's being hunted down the two Prolapse drivers. Also, Kelly has managed to get himself past Smithy due to obviously his little incident. So he's now gone. DJ Phil once again on the back of Welshie. A cracking fight between these two. DJ down the inside, but he hasn't got the brake confidence as Welshie does.
Oh, Welshie's gone deep though, and he's ran a little wide, and DJ Phil up the inside, even though DJ Phil looked up, and Dean there, you just see a wiggle out the corner, and round he goes. Manages to not get the car to roll back as Kelly was coming round as well to Dean, losing out to Nicky, Kelly and Rabbit Joe it would seem, but Dean then struggling in this race already early doors. Stealth Sloth will be on the back of Dean any minute now, but DJ Phil then up the inside of Welshie just before Dean lost the car. Beautiful manoeuvre because Welshie ran too deep there, and Phil noticed that. Phil up to fourth. Phil's really I've really been pleased with Phil's progress in this Mercedes. Really looks like he's back on his best form.
Yeah, it's taken Phil a couple of races just to get himself underneath the back of that car, and he's finally getting to grips with it. He's finally getting the pace that he deserves. And here at Donington Park, he's looking very good at this precise moment. He's made a very clean move on Welshie, and Welshie has no answer for him now. He's just going to have to sit and wait for a little bit longer. But it is your man, Maze Gamer, who leads this race after lap 5, starting lap 6, with Alfie in second. Third, it goes the way of Kieran Argent. DJ Phil and Welshie having that fight for 4th and 6th place. Nicky's done well to come up to 6th place, with Kelly not too far behind in 7th. Rabbit Joe in 8th. Dean Wasocki dropping all the way back down to 9th. And Stealth Sloth currently in that 10th place position. Don't know, mate, currently in 11th. Ukbar's night is going from bad to worse in 12th place. And Smithy bringing up the rear for the top 13 here at SimPlay Motorsport Pro-Am at Donington Park National. Yeah, great start from Mace Gamer. Had that battle with Alfie. He's now got well in front, and Nicky now already looks setting his sights on the Lamborghini of Welshie. Yeah, I reckon so. Yeah. He's dropped well back off the rear of DJ Phil, hasn't he, as well? She and Nicky then, as steady as you like, going through about his business. Now, Nicky and Kelly, not as quick as the top 3, but are good enough to maybe just get onto the back of DJ Phil and get past him for 4th and 5th. Best of the rest, if you will, sort of, for Nicky and Kelly, as Mays in the 105s. He's in a world of his own at the minute, and Alfie and Argent 106ers lapping together then. Oh, Welshie's deep. Oh, yeah, deep at the chicane goes Welshie, look. And Nicky then gets the better run through it, and Welshie struggling then in that Lamborghini at the chicane, and that's given Nicky P5.
Welshie tucks back in to try and get that slipstream and maybe up the inside at turn 1, but Welshie then just struggling in the Lamborghini. He has a look at Nicky, can't get the move done.
Like I said earlier on in the qualifying and practice session, the Lamborghini just does not look suited here at Donington Park. We're not sure what it is, but he just does not seem happy in that car. He was looking very good in race 1 until he got disconnected. But Welshie's trying to crawl some points back, as we see Alfie is now starting to lose out to Kieran Argent.
I think he's made a mistake as well, Dan, because look at Alfie's last lap time, a 1:08.1. I think Alfie's made a mistake somewhere in this race on the last lap. Oh, it looked like he was a bit off the pace there. Kelly now on the back of Welshie. Nicky's already gone. Dean trying to stick with Rabbit Joe. And there is Uckbart trying to get back past Don't Know Mate. As they come, Dean's lost it. Exit to McLean's. Dean's lost it. He pulls off the road to allow Soft to get past him then. But Dean again just making another error, and that consistency is something that Dean speaks about all the time. Consistency, and it just isn't there for him tonight. He could have had a podium, didn't get it. He was running third in this race, has lost out. He's now P10. And yeah, it's not going his way as Alfie's made a mistake at the exit of Redgate. That's Hollywood, in fact. Alfie off back onto the track before Phil can get to him, but Alfie then under pressure. I said he made a mistake the lap before this, and that's allowed Argent onto the back of him. But now he's made another mistake, and that's allowed Phil and Nicky to get close to the rear of him. As here is Don't Know Mate trying to hunt down Dean, as Uckpart is on the back of Don't Know Mate, but the Audi has the legs over the Ginetta in the straight line. KLF looking on the back of Welshie, Dan.
Yeah, Kelly's just trying to eke his way a little bit closer to Welshie right now, trying to gain some time. And he knows he's got a more planted car than Welshie, and it's just a moment of time, really. Nicky, once again, is back in the 107 as he's not lost any pace, and he will be hunting down DJ Phil like it's nothing right now. And also, if Alfie keeps making the mistakes, Nicky could see himself back on the podium again. Yeah,
he really could. It's going to be a good night for Nicky, you feel, in this one then. I wonder then if Argent seems to be lapping quite consistently in the 106s. Bar that one, that was a 109. I wonder if the soft tyres just switched on a little bit more for Argent here. Cooler conditions, Dan. Wonder if the soft tyres working that little bit better for him.
As he said just in the interview, he said it wasn't necessarily the tyres that were overheating, it was just the mistakes that he was making. So every time he made a mistake, he would overheat the tyre. Yeah. Now, with him being a little bit more consistent and taking his time, maybe he's just able to keep the tyres in the window where he needs them to be.
Yeah, that might be the case. And as here is DJ Phil with Nicky getting ever so closer, and just behind these two, look. There is Welshie. In fact, Welshie's ran wide on the exit to the old hairpin, and Kelly doesn't need a second invitation. Kelly's up to 6th place now. The Renaults are making steady progress. One man who's been very quiet tonight, I must admit, Rabbit Joe. We have not seen the best of Joe tonight.
No, we saw the pace that he had at Dubai, and just here at Donington Park, it is not panning out his way. Even at Indianapolis, he looked strong, but it's just not his night here at Donington Park National. It's just not working for him. Smithy is in the pits, but Alfie's starting to lose track of the leaders now, but DJ Phil under massive pressure from Nicky now.
Yeah, and you feel that the longer Nicky takes to get past Phil, the quicker Kelly will be on the back of them then. Looking down the pack, Joe trying to stick with Welshie as well, as now Kelly sort of dropped Welshie a little bit. Stealth Sloth in this race hasn't made the progression either that we saw in race 1. He had a quite, although he sort of did it towards the end, didn't he? Smithy's in. That is a very, very wide DJ Phil, and Nicky, had to get off the power there. I think he was starting to lose the front of that car. Had to get off the power, still gets the job done then. So Nicky up into P4, and he'll slowly make his way onto the back of Alfie, although Alfie lapping back in the 106s, looking good at the minute. There's Kelly, there's Welshie, there is Rabbit Joe. All this for 6th, 7th and 8th. Although Kelly, you get the feeling he's just starting to pull away. As where's Phil gone? He's off at McLean's, and that's gifted Kelly, Welshie and Rabbit Joe an extra place, and Stealth Sloth, as he should hopefully get back on the circuit now before Dean comes. You'd imagine he's back on the track before Dean comes. I think he is. Yeah, he has, yeah. So Nicky then up to 4th. He's going to hunt down Alfie if he can, because Alfie's in the 106s. There is Welshie getting real close to Kelly under braking. Has Kelly had a mistake at Coppice? I think so. I think Kelly is coming in for his stop then. Indeed he does then. The end of lap 10. It's Kelly in for the first stop out of the TU Team Prolapse boys. And no one else. In fact, I think Stealth Sloth in the background looked like he was coming in. No, he stayed out, in fact. Dean and DJ Phil are in.
Yeah, these guys getting their pit stops done. Will Uckbar come in as well, get rid of some damage that he has? No, he stays out as well. Don't know, mate. He's then the next car to come towards. Will he get his pit stop done out of the way? Yes, he will. He is in. as Smithy carries on through, as Kelly's already back out before Ukbar has just got to turn 1. But Rabbit Joe is now putting Welshie under massive pressure. Will Welshie be able to stand the pressure and stay ahead of him? And the next question I want to ask is, how long will it take Nicky to catch Alfie?
I think Nicky might want to do the undercut on Alfie here, because Alfie's lapping in the 106s. In fact, Alfie's lapping quicker than Argent these last couple of laps. So Alfie looks like he's back on the pace. He had a few laps where he's been off it, but Alfie looks like he's back on the boil now as Alfie is actually into the pit. So Dean out, Alfie in. Good stop from the AA3D printing lads. And Nicky as well comes in at the end of lap 11, so he can't undercut Alfie. Well, she's made a mistake at the chicane, and that's allowed Rabbit Joe through. The former teammates last season of Straight Line Racing in the Porsches. Well, she's in.
Yeah, well, he's made the mistake. He might as well get rid of that lap time and just get straight in and get his pit stop done out of the way. So Nicky is still in the pits right now. Where does he come back out? Ukbar is exiting the final corner. So Nicky jumps Alfie in the pits.
Wow, so Nicky's jumped Alfie then. So good pit stop from the Team Prolapse crew. Nicky has jumped Alfie. KLF is also a bit closer to Alfie. Dean jumped DJ Phil in the pits as well. There is Dean, who looks like he might get the jump on Welshie at the end of this. Maze Gamer on lap 12, already about to lap Dean Wysocki. Then Smithy is... No, he's not a lap down, is he? No, he's not a lap down on the rest of the field. Ukbar still in the pits. Will he lose out to Don't Know Mate? That was their little battle. I think is that Don't Know Mate coming through the chicane? I think that might be... Yeah, it is. Don't Know Mate then looks like he's going to stay ahead of Ukbar. The undercut, Dan, seems to be the stronger pit stop here. Gary in the chat, evening, lads. What have I missed? Renault dominance, Gary. Renault dominance. You will be a very happy man tomorrow night if you can perform like this. Let me tell you, Rabbit Joe up into third ahead of Soft. Them two guys haven't pitted, and Joe's got to pit, or Argent's got to pit, because they can't pit on the same lap. So Nicky then jumped Alfie. Alfie has been running with some good pace recently, though.
Kelly's made a mistake. Kelly's made some form of mistake, as he is dropped behind Welshie, Dean, DJ Phil. So Kelly has had an off somewhere. We're not sure where, but he was just behind his Team Prolapse teammate of him and Alfie. And now he's lost out to Welshie, Dean and DJ Phil. So Kelly's made an error. Let's see his lap time. It's a little bit uncharacteristic of the Renault here. The Renault has been unbelievably planted here, and he comes across line at 125.6. He's had an off somewhere. Yeah, he's had a massive mistake somewhere or another. Argent then, at the end of lap 13, decides that he's going to try the undercut on Maze Gamer. I don't think it's to get Maze Gamer. I think it might be to cover Nicky and Alfie off, if I'm going to be honest with you. As here comes Nicky then, towards Coppice Corner. Argent's in the pits. He needs a good stop, does Argent. Keep your eyes on the blue arrow that it is now in the pit lane. He's away. You hear him, he's away. Nicky is nowhere near the chicane. He's only just come halfway down the straight. So Kieran Argent then jumps out, stays ahead of Alfie and keeps ahead of Nicky in the pits. And Stovsloff not yet pitted. Definitely not me out, although I am looking forward to the challenge, says Gary in the chat. I think Gary loves the British tracks, and I think him in that Renault tomorrow could be an interesting Gary, fight. If you've got a little bit of time, then please have a look. Just have a look at the start of this tonight's race. These Renaults pretty much lapped every single car bar third. Argent. By Argent. And then again, they were right on the back of Argent by the end of the race. So it's promising things for the Renault at this circuit. And we didn't actually think the Renault would be this strong here. Like, Nicky is back into the 106s. He's now the fastest man, other than Alfie, the fastest man on track. Yeah, he's doing really well at the minute, is Nicky. Dean gaining on the back of Welshie as well a little bit. So Dean trying to look like trying to make up for an earlier error. He's ahead of Phil and ahead of Kelly. That was Argent across the gravel. Now his teammate dives into the pit lane, and Argent then has made another mistake. Yeah, crossing the line at 26.7. So he's made a massive mistake earlier on. So, Argent's made that mistake and has now cost him. Nicky will jump Rabbit Joe, and Nicky is back on the podium again. Nicky's back on the podium. Joe and Stovsloff into the pits. That completes everybody's pit stop for tonight's race. Everybody then has pitted in this one. Nicky back on the podium, and if Argent's just starting to make a few mistakes, what
that will allow Nicky to get on the back of him. The gap is 6 seconds. That will slowly come down. Welshie gets ahead. Welshie and Dean get ahead of Stealth Sloth. They didn't get ahead of Rabbit Joe, so Rabbit Joe stays ahead of Welshie. Here comes Stealth Sloth, and that's Kelly back up into 8th place then. But look at Rabbit Joe, Welshie and Dean. They are quite close on track together as Alfie is trying to find a way back past Nicky then, as Kelly gets the job done on Stealth Sloth, and he has a big twitch coming through Hollywood.
We've lost Ukbar as well towards the end of that, so Ukbar has left the session. So he is done for this evening, or a disconnection, we're not quite sure. So Ukbar has gone, but yeah, Alfie's still giving him a hard time. Dean's now on the back of Welshie. He gets close to him and then he just can't get any closer. So can Dean find a way through? He clips the curb a little bit. The car was a little bit unsettled, but he did grab it a little bit. But this is your closest fight out on track. Kelly and Smithy are quite close, but Kelly's now extending that gap.
Yeah, Kelly extending the gap on Stealth Sloth as Welshie through the chicane then. Where's Dean? There you just see the clip of the Mercedes front end trying to get ahead. There's Joe as well, and there's DJ Phil. So near enough 4 cars for this position. There's Smithy a lap down. Don't know, mate, down in 11th place. Nowhere really near it. Neither is Smithy. As Alfie a bit wide out the old hairpin. And excuse me, he's lost a bit of momentum to Nicky there on that part of the track. Dean looks closer. Dean looks a lot closer through Redgate and Hollywood and down the Craner curves. Dean all over the back of Welshie. Can he get the job done at Old Hairpin? No. Set him up maybe on the exit. You see Dean good on the brakes there, good on the throttle. Welshie just defends him off, covers him nicely there. Dean got a bit twitchy. I don't quite know why Dean was twitching there, but Welshie, as Dean lifts through that left-hander, very interesting early on the brakes, and Dean trying to get him on the power maybe.
Possibly, yeah, trying to get a better run into the right-hander and try and get a better run on Welshie, but Welshie just seems to have him covered everywhere. Dean obviously not able to do so. This is the problem in Donington Park. There's only a handful of corners that you can really overtake. That's down into the chicane and into turn 1. So, and then again, you want to get this final on the chicane bang on so you can get a great run into turn 1. And it sets you up beautifully for an overtake.
Oh, well, there goes the run. There goes the run. DJ Phil, sorry, Kelly and Stealth Sloth will both be passed, as might DJ Phil, because DJ Phil has dropped it somewhere. So that's going to give Kelly an extra place over Phil. There is DJ Phil. Look here. Oh, and Dean's lost it again. Trying to rejoin. Dean has spun again. And well, this is going from bad to worse. Now, there is a dot stopped by the chicane. Has Maze Gamer got a problem? Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no!
You can't make it up! Maze Gamer's disconnected! You cannot make it up! Internet problems for Maze Gamer tonight has disconnected him from this race.
Oh my god!
It puts Argent in the lead, it puts Nicky on for maybe a double win.
Last lap. Look at Argent's last lap, a 1:10. He's made a mistake. Now, Nicky has been consistent.
Yep.
Nicky is bringing the gap back down. But look who he's dragging with him. Alfie is going with Nicky.
This is going to be such an interesting battle. I said it with Kelly 2 weeks ago at Dubai when Dan and Jamie was battling. Look who was coming with them from 3 seconds back, and look who won that race. Argent here has not been consistent tonight. Alfie and Nicky have looked brilliant. This could be fantastic for these two. Could it be a double win? Could it be, and I'm going to use Argent's comment here, could it be the London buses for Nicky? 1 brings 2 on the night. Well, we'll have to wait and see. The race is hotting up. Alfie looks brilliant again. We said it at France. Argent's gone! I don't believe it! Nicky is in the lead of this race, and Argent has threw away the opportunity of a race win. Nicky leads Dan. You cannot script this kind of stuff.
This is what I was telling you. Gary, what are you playing at? Don't put yourself down in that Renault, because this is what it can do. Nicky's been struggling all season in this car, and look what he's managed to do here at Donington Park. He leads once again at the Donington Park National. He's about to go on his 2nd win, but he's got Alfie breathing down his neck in the SLS. But it's going to be difficult because that Renault does not move.
Alfie is looking on the back of Nicky, but he's been there for about 5 or 6 laps. He cannot find a way through. The urgency, Alfie's playing a good game here. He's waiting. He doesn't have to make any silly manoeuvres yet. He's patient. Look at the run he can get, but it's then covered off very easily by Nicky. Donington is not wide. McLean's, if Nicky misses the apex at the start of McLean's, Alfie could look up the inside, and he's looking. Oh, I thought we was about to see the Matt Neal manoeuvre by Alfie there, but he backed out of it. This is hotting up. Stealth Sloth has lost out to Kelly. Kelly trying to get ahead by Welshie. Argent then had a 3-second lead and has wasted it. He will be absolutely kicking himself tonight. His consistency has really let him down. Dean must have lost it somewhere else because he's fell behind, don't know, mate, as well. Nicky on for a double win, Dan. You cannot script this kind of stuff. This is what racing's about. This is the Pro-Am. This is SimPlay. Entertainment every week. Alfie looking up the inside. Oh, he's made a bit of a lunge. I think he's done the right thing there by letting Nicky up the inside. He saw the gap though, Dan. The gaps are coming from Nicky.
Yeah, Nicky's just getting a little bit too confident, I think. He's just leaving doors open, and that's giving Alfie half a sniff. It gets right on Look
at the run he's got through the left-hand kink. That'll lose him out time. You cannot seem to do it round there. Now, will he look at McLean's again? Together. He's looking at McLean's. Nicky, though, he's left the door open a bit. I tell you what, I'd have lunged one up the inside. Oh, a bit of a twitch for Alfie. Has lost the momentum then. Is he going to come through Coppice? He could have done with being right up the back of him through Coppice then. And I tell you what a shame Alfie missed the first race, because he's on double points tonight. He could have scored big.
He could have scored massively, and at the minute he's about to pretty much match what Kelly would have scored earlier on. So a 2-second place, it won't be too bad for him. Obviously double points, he would scored 2 places basically for a normal night. So such a shame for him, but he needs to be patient. He just needs to pick his time. Argent has had another mistake somewhere. He was lapping quicker than these. He's done a 109. He's not matching these two's pace. Argent just not has the consistency. Rabbit Joe in 4th place at the minute. Kelly's in 5th. Stealth Sloth in 6th. Welshie's dropped back to 7th with DJ Phil in 8th. Don't know, mate, currently in 9th. Dean Wasaki in 10th, and Smithy currently in 11th place. But this is your fight for the race lead. We have got 7 laps left.
Dan, what this means, this has big implications on the championship. Argent at 3rd will, in fact, I think Argent, Joe and Nicky will all jump Maze Gamer in the championship. But for Prolapse, what a night this is. Kelly could really do with getting on the back of Rabbit Joe. Nicky's gone very deep. Alfie's having a look up the inside, but he's not got the run through Coppice. Down the Dunlop straight they come. He's got to look at the chicane. He pulls out. He's looking at the Fogarty S's. Up the inside. Job done for Alfie. In the lead of this race. Nicky didn't fight it too hard. He knows there's time left in this one. But I tell you what, Dan, Alfie, I think, has got the legs on Nicky.
I think he has, but remember that SLS is very twitchy. It just takes... even Alfie said himself, he goes into turn 1 and he makes a mistake. He's gone deep. Oh,
he's kept it.
Nicky's very patient. He will play the patient game. He will wait for Alfie to make another mistake. The SLS... Basically, Alfie was sat there watching Nicky. He was watching him and making sure he didn't make any mistakes. Now he's the lead car. It's going to be very easy for him to make the errors and try and pull away.
Sorry, Dan. Alfie's been in this position at Brands Hatch. We all know what happened there. He lost it himself. Don stuck in there and kept it for that race lead before Don made the mistake. Then Kieran ended up winning. Nicky's just got to do that job. Maybe he has to get a bit aggressive toward the latest race goes on. He's wide. He's wide through Coppice. And that then will allow Alfie some breathing space. But like we've just said, Alfie's been in this position before.
And it's the Mercedes SLS, probably the twitchiest car of all the Mercedes. And look, there he's twitching on the exit of the final corner. So we're up against the most twitchiest car in the game against the most planted car in the game. Which one will come out on top? Arjun's just in the background just in case something happens. He's going to be kicking himself. He's got through 2-3 place positions, outscoring Rabbit Joe, outscoring Maze, but at this rate, Nicky will be outscoring him as well, and Nicky is coming back in this championship. Alfie is, like you said, double points as well. This will help him out as well. Yeah. But
I think for Team Prolapse, Kelly needs to start fighting with Rabbit Joe just to make sure. Oh, that's Stealth off. He's had a huge off at the final corner. Oh, and he's just come back in front of Smithy, and that's really put Smithy off. And wow, that was a bit of an unsafe rejoin there. Smithy stays still to allow Welshie through, and DJ Phil hopefully Stealth off. Oh, he's done it again. Oh, he's done it twice.
Oh my God. Quick reactions there from DJ Phil to Mr. Carnage. Don't know, mate's now coming up to it, but he manages to not get too close to him. Nicky's had a mistake somewhere, a little, not quite at the pace, because he's now dropped quite a bit back from Alfie. Or Alfie's been released basically and able to go at his own pace. But brilliant racing from these two. I tell you what, I already know who my driver of the day is. I've got it already put into the post and on its way to the driver himself.
Yeah, 100%. Stealth's off there. That could surely be a penalty for 2 unsafe rejoins. That was horrendous there. He's off again at the old hairpin. That's allowed. Don't know, mate. Where's Dean? Dean's dropped well off the back of don't know, mate.
He's got to stay still because the leaders are coming through now.
Yeah, he's on. He's got to keep out that way. Here comes Alfie. Alfie's through. Here comes Nicky. Nicky's through. Stealthsoft stays to that outside. Nicely done from him. Dean must have lost it somewhere else because he's nowhere near Stealthsoft. Nicky needs Kelly ahead of Joe. This is crucial. Lap 24 of 28. Alfie, I have to tip my hat to him. He looks so much improved this season in that SLS. He looks brilliant in that SLS, does Alfie. He's been in this position at Brands. Pressure on here. He is looking for his first race win. Could we crown 2 brand new winners tonight? What a night that would be. Oh, what a day.
It would be, even if Nicky took 2 race wins, or even if Alfie gets his first win. Either way, Donington Park has put on a brilliant show. Nicky's really close and he's looking to make a move. 3/10. Now, Alfie went from being the attacker to being the defender. It's the opposite way around. Who will come out on top? Nicky will have the better grip.
Yeah.
Nicky will have better runs. But Alfie just needs to keep his head clear. He's got 3 laps to survive. 3 short laps of Donington Park National. This race has been absolutely epic. And if we ever come back to Donington again, get rid of the GP unit. It's rubbish. National all the way.
We'll be back at Donington, Dan. We'll be back tomorrow night, and then we'll be there in 3 weeks. I am buzzing for the 3 weeks. We get to meet. We get to all meet up. What a night that's going to be. I get to cuddle with Gary in a tent. That's going to be absolutely cosy. But enough about Gary. That'll be tomorrow night. Alfie gets a twitch mid-corner at Coppice, and here comes Nicky then. Bit of a run on him. Stuff into the pits. As here, Rabbit Joe's being attacked by his teammate, by KLF. Smithy then goes up into P10. Alfie, is he starting to feel the pressure? Another twitch mid-corner at the chicane.
I think the problem is Alfie's defending when he doesn't need to. Look, he's got the gap. He's moving around. Stealthsoft's access to pits.
We've seen this. We've seen that tactic, Dan.
Oh yeah, who's done that? Not me.
I wonder. Stealthsoft then stays well out the way. Alfie then through Redgate in towards Hollywood, down the Craner curves. Is that SLS just starting to get a bit twitchy? Kelly on the back of Rabbit Joe. Well, she's lost it somewhere, and that could have Don't Know Mate on the back of him. Look at Nicky, he's getting closer.
He's getting much closer. The comments are coming in. They're flying in. Peaceful step out. Oh my God, Michael. Psh, and then Ironbury Racing. What a day! What a day it's been. But these guys, Alfie and Nicky, have fought it out. They are now looking to try and take Nicky's trying to take his 2nd win of the night. And his 2nd win ever. Alfie's trying to get his first.
Nicky's got to run! Nicky's got to run! Alfie's made a huge mistake coming through Coppice. And here's Nicky into the slipstream. I don't think he's got enough to get it done at the chicane. Get the better run. Alfie's not in a position. And he's messed the chicane up. Look at him. He's messed the chicane up there. Nicky didn't get the greatest of runs. And the SLS can stretch its legs down the straight. Who says GT3s are boring, eh? Wow!
Yeah, who said GT3s are boring? And in the hands of the Pro-Am boys, they're making a brilliant show, especially with these 2 of Alfie and Nicky. But while these 2 are too busy squabbling, Argent's catching. If these 2 make a mistake, Argent is in that position. He could do an Andy when me and Jamie messed up. He could do an Andy and get the points.
I tell you what, it's a great battle for 4th, 5th and 6th between Joe, KLF and DJ Phil. They're all quite close. Kelly is flashing the living daylights out to Joe. He wants to beat Forever Forward. Prolapse want that Constructors title. Nicky has this lap and another to get it done. Looking at McLean's. No, Alfie well onto the apex there. Do not run it out wide. Alfie's done such a good job. Coppice setting him up. Is he having a look? No, Alfie again on the brakes.
Nicky's stronger.
Alfie's had a wiggle! Alfie's had a wiggle! Oh, he's come across and just covered it off! And I tell you what, Nicky was so close to being up the inside there. The SLS is hanging on. It is hanging on. 1 lap to go. This is the fight. Alfie through the chicane. Nicely done. Nicky not as good through there. He's lost a bit of time.
Oh, this is it. Alfie just has to survive 1 more lap. I don't think Archer's got anything left. Rabbit Joe, Kelly and DJ Phil are all still very close as well, so we'll keep an eye on those guys at the minute, but this is for the race lead. Alfie must be struggling with tyres. He must be. Nicky and Kelly were saying that the Renault is too good on its tyres. It's too good with soft tyres, and it could just keep going. Alfie probably struggling with tyre grip, rear grip as well. So Nicky just has to keep it on track and then catch him at the top.
Andy in the chat, I think Argent's got this. He's obviously reminiscing back to Dubai, but there's such a gap now between Nicky and Alfie. Alfie just needs to be consistent. Look at the corner speed that the Renault's got compared to the Merc.
This is where Nicky's strong.
Yeah, this is where Alfie made the mistake last lap. Look at the Renault gaining on the back of Nicky. Look at it gain now. He's got one place to do it. Is this going to be Alfie's first win at SimPlay? Is Nicky going to get the big red London bus out? Look at Argent in the background for any shenanigans at the chicane. Here comes Nicky having a look. Alfie, how's your nerve? Oh, he's done it! He's done it! It's going to be a first race win for Alfie. He's finally done it. Nicky then will take a great P2 and gets both mine and Dan's vote for driver of the day. Argent will come home for a third. Stovsloff, an unfortunate 11th place. He had a good pace today.
Look at this point.
Kelly's got Rabbit Joe. So's DJ Phil. Oh, Joe's off. You cannot write it. Forever Forward need the points over Team Prolapse. They're going to lose even more because Welshie, can he get past his former teammate? He has. Don't know, mate. Get his former get Rabbit Joe. Possibly not. Kelly then P4. Look at this for the boys. Holy moly!
What a night for Team Prolapse. What a night for Nicky and for Alfie. Alfie maximising as best he can. DJ Phil's got one.
Oh! Phil nearly nicking fourth away from Kelly there at the very end. Well, she looks like he's going to come home to take a P6 then. Good job from him. Rabbit Joe lost it towards the end. He'll come home seventh, just ahead of Don't Know, mate. I tell you what, Don't Know, mate. What a night for him. A fifth and an eighth. Good job for him. Dean Wasocki, a P9. He will beat Remen. He'll want to think back of what could have been for him. And a P10 for Smithy. Dan, get the top three in here. There's going to be an interesting chat then. Fastest lap.
Archie and Nicky need to get in. That's all. I just need to get Alfie in, but those two are already in the party.
Wow,
so if they can get themselves back in.
Look at Alfie's fastest lap, a 1:05.8. Hats off to Alfie. He was rapid. 26 points, double that. He's been fantastic tonight. As we just load the table up now. Oh, I need to catch my breath because that was brilliant. Alfie from Nicky, Argent Kelly, DJ Phil, Welshie Rabbit Joe, Don't Know, mate, Dean Wasocki, Smithy, Stealth Sloth. Oh, your top finishes today. We lost Ukbar, we lost Maze Gamer, who was leading this race very comfortably at the end, and now drops to P3 in the championship fight. Argent didn't get ahead of him.
Whoever says that the Pro-Am boys can't race, both Alfie, Nicky, Kelly, everyone else has proven here tonight that they can race. They can put it on. These guys have put on an epic show. Nicky, Argent, and Alfie, if you're hearing me, please get into the party. And if you have got your settings set correctly so that we can hear you, we don't want to be missing out, especially on Alfie getting his first win. But guys, what an epic race. That deserves as many likes as we could possibly get. Matt as well for constantly keeping his voice up as well. Nicky, for me, driver of the day. Any other more people coming in for driver of the day? Let's hear your vote. For me, it's got to be between Nicky and Alfie. Unlucky for Alfie in race one. Yeah. He should have been there. Nicky, for me, though, has been the class of the field tonight. Yeah, Nicky driver of the day from me as well. Peaceful Explosion, great racing there. Alfie and Nicky, well done. Xmart, mental race. This is what it's all about. Love SimPlay, love Prolapse. Iron Brew Racing, Jamie saying Matt's losing his voice. I am, it is going. Well done, boss. Nicky, go, baby, says Xmart. Smithy, well done, lads. At the top. Peaceful Stepdad, Alfie, Nicky, and Argent, well done, lads. That was amazing. And Fury's Grandad, brilliant racing. Well done, everyone. We've just got Argent in here. Kieran, we'll start with you, mate. You wanted Mace to disconnect. He disconnected and you threw it away. What happened?
I didn't even know he disconnected, in all honesty. I just looked at the screen saying, where's Nicky gone? Thinking he'd be in second, and even obviously it wasn't. It was Alfie second. I'm like, crap, if I'd known they've disconnected, I might not have made... Well, I wouldn't even call it a mistake. I just caught the curb on the inside and spun the rear wheel up. But like I say, I'll take 2 podiums. Yeah, 2 podiums. Good night for yourself. Good points for yourself as well. Good pace tonight, but you've struggled all week. I know, obviously, we spoke off air quite a lot from last week that you have really struggled around here. I bet you didn't think you'd come away with 2 third places. No, I said to Joe in the team chat that if either of us take 2 podiums, or we'll take... We're aiming for 4th and 5th over the course of the night. We wasn't expecting podiums, but with disconnection and everything else, it's sort of gone our way. Yeah, it's been the best. It's been the best sort of outcome for you. 2 third places, 2 wins maybe on the card, but not to be tonight. Yeah, I'm just wishing for another 3 or 4 laps because I was catching Nicky and Alfie almost a second a lap towards the end. due to probably healthy defending. But as I say, I'll take the third place, but just wanted a few more laps.
Yeah, Red Bull Ring next week. I know you like it there.
Yeah, it's probably not one of my favourite tracks, but it's going to be strong for the Merc compared to like the Renaults and Ginetta and other cars like that. So we'll see.
Yeah, well, best luck, mate. We'll can't wait to see you next week.
Matt.
Oh,
I
yeah.
want to do the next one.
Yeah,
Nikki,
that's fine. Yeah.
Nikki, listen to me now. Listen.
Listen.
That little chat that we had before.
Yep.
Yeah. Brilliant, my son. Absolutely brilliant, mate. Awesome drive, mate. Absolutely amazing. I cannot wait to eat Skittles later.
Oh, mate, that was epic, man. I was just so trying to get past Alfie. It was just like, I just can't get past him. The track just weren't big enough. But, yeah, another lap and I reckon I could have just maybe done it. But, yeah, I did say, didn't I? Use like that, starting at the back.
Yeah.
Watch the space, hold my beer, as they say.
Now, Alfie pressured you for about 6 or 7 laps, kept you really honest in that SLS, was really with you, and then managed to get the job done and just had enough to stay in front.
Oh, it was a good race. I enjoyed that there. Yeah, that was brilliant. That was one of the best races I've had towards the end. Yeah, that was brilliant. So, fair play to Alfie. He did deserve that. But yeah, I enjoyed that. Good battle.
We nearly saw Kieran Argent's big red London bus come out for your 2 wins there. But a first and a second, great points for yourself, great points for the team.
Yeah, Team Prolapse all the way, mate. That's how it is.
You also tonight, mate, one driver of the day from myself and Matt, and the majority of the vote in the comments as well, mate.
Oh, cheers, guys.
You have done it here tonight.
Oh, brilliant! Yeah, I enjoyed it tonight. I was literally on one tonight, so destined to go for it. Yeah.
I need to give you more pep talk, man. I need to give you more pep talks more often.
Definitely, yeah. I need to come sit on your lap a bit more often, don't I?
Well done, buddy. We're going to move on to Alfie.
Mate.
Alfie, mate, that was a cracking drive. You was very patient and managed to just get the job done.
Congratulations, bud.
You didn't show it, mate. There was the odd twitch every now and again, but you look like you've got this. I'm not going to lie to you, mate. The 4 seasons you've been here, this is the best I've seen you drive. Brands Hatch in this. What a drive from you, mate. You really look on it this year. Well, we saw a few twitches tonight. You managed to keep hold of them to keep that race win, but that's your first race win here as well, so massive congrats to yourself. All right, buddy, well, we'll let you get back to it. I don't think they was able to hear you, so we'll have to get that sorted for next week. But we'll get that back. We'll get that sorted during the week, and yeah, well done, Alfie, mate. Dan, final words from yourself tonight?
Oh, Prolapse domination tonight. Absolute Prolapse domination. I have to say, awesome stuff. Donington Park National has put on a fantastic show here tonight. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Let's just hope that my game doesn't crash tomorrow so that I'm able to race it as well. But yeah, it's been absolutely epic. Nikki, driver of the day. Alfie, a race winner as well. 2 new race winners here this evening. What more can you ask for?
What more can you ask for? The championship before the drop score looks like this. Nicky leads the way by 1 point from Rabbit Joe. 3 points back is Maze Gamer. 6 points back is Argent. And then only 19 points back is KLF. So the top 5 separated by 20 points going into Red Bull Ring next week. Alfie, great double points for him tonight, chucks himself into P6. DJ Phil is 7th, Stovesoft and Welshie are 8th and 9th, tied on points as well. Don't know, mate, stays 10th at the end of the night, going above his teammate Holty. Dean Wasocki stays P12, what it could have been for him, maybe a podium or 2. Smoky Devil down to 13th. Smithy up into 14th with Don 15th and Ukbar 16th. And last, the Constructors table is a 12-point gap between Forever Forward to Team Prolapse. It is closing in thanks to KLF's great effort at the end to get past Rabbit Joe. A3D Printed have shot up into 3rd place, a point ahead of DJ Motorsport, with Team Prolassi dropping to 3rd. MC Motorsport 12 points clear of Iron Brew Racing. What could have been if Holty had got him, maybe, for them to climb up the table a little bit. Team Cool Runnings are ahead of Lone Wolf Motorsport, and the Flying Dutchman stays bottom of the table, tied with Lone Wolf Motorsport. Great night of racing. We'll be back live tomorrow night for the Pro Series. Sweet and Sticky will be in your box for that one. We'll be back from 8 p.m. BST. Let's hope that Donny National provides some great racing there. Mazda, Dan, Gary, Little Leach, Peaceful, Sooty, Monkey Boy, Andy, Disco, everybody. It's going to be a fantastic night. Do not miss that one. Like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Make sure we hit that thumbs up. Well, let's get this video to 20 likes at least for that epic race. We'll be back tomorrow night with that one, and we'll be back Monday night for the penultimate round of Clio Cup action, where it's Unorthodox versus Foul Guest. That one is hotting up as well after a great Fury win. Go back and be sure to check that one out. But that's all we've got time for here in the Pro-Am. These boys will be back for the first night race of the season at Red Bull Ring next week. Take care. Good night.
Good night.
Oh, Nicky, man. Yeah, boy.
Nice.
Oh, mate.
I just wanted 3 more laps. What I wanted, 3 more laps.
Oh,
I was just looking at my Delta thinking, yeah, okay, that's another second.
Nicky.
And then I got a bit of a toe from Stealth Loss. And it brought me in that little bit more.
I got on Alfie's arse and I was just like, you know what, I'm going to try and put him under a bit of pressure. And then I thought, no, I'm going to let him go a bit, make him think he's safe. So I backed off and started working a bit, and I was like, went for the attack. But I looked up and I was like, shit, I've only got about 3 laps left, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Oh.
But Alfie was on it, man. He was on it.
Under 2 seconds in the end.
God.
If not saying you would have come together, if you two had any form of contact, I'd have been through, I reckon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was trying to keep the team. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
What
mate,
you're saying is,
my throat.
if me and Jamie didn't hit each other, that's what would have happened. So, but you were hoping for that kind of situation, weren't you?
Yeah.
Sounded like a good night's racing.
Oh, my throat
voice is gone.
my throat is killing me.
Yeah, I heard you two screaming and shouting.
Oh, mate, when Arjit dropped it.
No,
Watch it tomorrow.
before that,
great
when
race.
Maze disconnected.
Yeah, true. When May's disconnected, yeah, true. That was the first one.
I said that to Kelly, I went, Maze is gone. Maze is gone. I was like, I'm up into second. I went, this is epic.
Maze is the new Jamie Brady.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in the wrong category.
He was gone though, wasn't he? Like, he was like 30 seconds in front.
Yeah, but I don't think he'd have had it that easy if he'd have been at the back.
No, probably not. He's good on his own, Maze, but there's a few like that
yeah,
as well.
do you know something? You watch the stream back and all. When he was behind Alfie, he did give Alfie a bit of a wallop to push him out the way.
Oh, no.
You should have been watching him in qualifying, I was. He had a
Matt,
ding-dong with somebody in qualifying.
I just realised something, right? That what season did we have done in a GP? Last season.
Last season.
It was round 7 and 8, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it's the same round as national.
Brilliant.
Random.
It's going to be my curse tomorrow now.
Dear.
No, man. This is brilliant. Oh, epic night tonight.
I'm gutted I didn't see Maze go, because normally I'm quite aware of that, 'cause it comes up quite big on the TV. And I didn't even see it, and I'm thinking, when I spun and Nicky left the path, I'm thinking, where's Nicky gone? Like, he should be in second, and I'm fourth. And I realised, hang on, no, Nicky's in the lead. Fuck, for fuck's sake. I was swearing for that 30 seconds.
Well, how that worked, Matt was like, there's a car that stopped on the chicane, what's going on there? As Maze had an issue. I then clocked onto Maze, and he was glitching out, and then ping, off he goes.
Yeah.
But Jamie Braver, if even won.
And then by the time we fucking turn around and click back onto Argent, he's round. We were screaming, like, what the fuck? Oh, mate. All right, so Maze leads.
I just come round the corner and I just see Argent like keeping spinning. I was like, oh my god. I don't
Right,
believe
so
this.
Maze still leads the way because of his drop score tonight. So it's 10 points. Nicky's behind Maze.
Oh,
It's still close though, isn't it? It's only, what, 16 points to me in fourth?
Yeah, 29.
Only
back to
20
Kelly.
points between a lot of us, wasn't it?
Yeah, so
Well,
29 to you and Maze.
Yeah.
But then
I've got my target on your back, Kieran.
That's right. I think I left a bit of paint on your car from race 1.
As long as it's on the back of my car, I don't mind.
To be fair, I was worried about when I obviously, before I dropped it, before I realised Maze had gone, I was starting to get worried about Nicky if he'd also come through and he was catching me ever so slightly. And then obviously, yeah, I think that might be subconsciously why I spun, because I was trying to push a bit more to try and gap Nicky.
Yeah.
But
I had a spin in race 2, and again, that was me trying to catch back up with Nicky, just went at it too hot, and just that's what threw me back to 11th or something.
You basically done what I done race 1, just spinning, trying to catch.
Now get off my porch, decade. My job to do what is best